You're at the right spot, at the right time. Welcome to the ESL Rainbow Six Pro League. It's relegation for Europe, where that's your cast is, of course, the expert I need, Ghassan, Milos, Finch, and me, Rene, Girona, Butler. The duo everyone needs, but no one really asked for. But hey, how are you today? It's relegation Europe. We had relegation for NA already this week.
I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited, actually. Now, okay, relegations NA, a bit underwhelming if you look at how they actually were. And I've seen it. You know, there were some really good plays, and I saw the players, you know, tweeting later, you know, hey, we know that we made these mistakes, but you know what? Hey, in this match, the better team won. Congratulations, which is very good. You need to have this respect between the teams. But here, I've personally been casting these Challenger League teams, My Revenge and Be Genius, throughout the entire Season 2 here. And I'm super excited to see them actually playing today against two actually pretty good Pro League teams. In the past, we've seen GBOT's last LAN. They were the third slot that actually made it in here, and they made a surprising game against Flipside, especially surprising game against them on Bank, which I had the pleasure to cast, and moved on to the semifinals, where they unfortunately dropped off. And Vitality have always been this big shot team. They've been able to make it through the Coupe de France. They're very good, if not the best French team, if you don't include Millennium, because of how tournament did actually go at the end. Overall, personally, I'm disappointed in seeing GBOTS and Vitality here today. But this is the nature of Pro League. You have to stay on top of your game, and as a team, if not, you're going to find yourself in this spot. And you're going to be facing two pretty darn good teams coming from Challenger League, because EU Challenger team can knock out pretty much the top, well, you know, the bottom 5 to 6 teams in Pro League EU will have a hard time against the top 2, 3 from Challenger League, no doubt.
Before we dive deeper into the topic of teams, we of course need the schedule so you guys know which game is up first and what comes up next. We will start with Be Genius versus GBOTS, and after that, a short break will follow. It's My Revenge versus Team Vitality. Of course, since this is the relegation for Europe, whoever wins those matches gets the slot in the Pro League for the next season. Whoever loses, yeah, will be seen in Challenger League for the next season. It's pretty much a lot on the line, we know that, with relegation. That's why those matches are so intense.
It really is make or break. Next season is going to have $275,000 on the line in Pro League. So just being part of the bracket, the tournament itself, is pretty big for your team. But, you know, falling down to Challenger League means that the season is gone, and then you have the invitationals after that, and then you have to crack through that. Yeah, there's $500,000 on there, but it's going to take a long time to go through it. All the competition is going to be there. And then you actually prepare for year 3, which, you know, I'm a bit ahead myself, but year 3, hey, if it happens, that would be fantastic. But it's going to take a while before you get back into the circuit. So here, it is very much make or break.
That's true. That also means that the bracket is actually pretty easy for today, or for relegation in general. It's not that hard to understand. A bit harder to understand this time. There we go. It's Be Genius, GBOTS. We talked about that. My Revenge, Team Vitality. Whoever wins finds himself on the right side under the qualified spot. Means, hey, welcome to Pro League. Welcome to the big stages of esports in Rainbow Six. So easy to understand. Everyone will get it. Means we can finally go over to the teams. Speaking about teams, also means we will have those great. I can just repeat that like 1,000 times.
Exceptional. We can start a dictionary.
No problem. We will have the interviews.
Yes.
So we had that 2 days ago already with the Pro League teams. We saw some teams being, I don't want to say cocky, but very confident.
Very sure of themselves.
Yeah, about what happened, but one of the teams lost. Do you think that's what we see today in the interviews as well?
Well, you have to keep in mind that if things go the way that the French fans would like, and I know there's many of them out there, they would like to see both Be Genius and Vitality making it back, Vitality back into Pro League and Be Genius into Pro League. Means we'll have 5 teams from France in the actual tournament, which would be absolutely insane, by the way. But
that fanboyism.
Yeah, I mean,
throwing it out.
You know, hey, they're our French cousins, but still, I think both teams are going to be very confident. I think G-Bots do have a case to show today that, hey, we're really not out. We actually didn't make it by fluke to last LAN, and we are a pretty good team. We had a bit of a slump this Pro League, but it's okay.
Which can happen to every team.
Yeah,
we know
that is 100% true. And then, you know what? We can just go back into Pro League, and we'll stay in contention, and you're going to see us next season in there. So really hoping that no team is too overconfident, but also if they make mistakes during the game, to realize very quickly, okay, this is what we did, this is what went wrong. Let's try and calm down and fix those mistakes as fast as possible.
Since you casted the Challenger League, I only saw both teams, both Challenger teams, BGenius and My Revenge in the Go 4 series that I casted. How big is the gap currently between the best Challenger teams and, let's say, mid-tier Pro League teams?
I mean, it's not that huge. I think in EU, in NA, there is a case to be made that, yes, between mid-tier NA Pro League and top-tier NA Challenger League, there would be a bit of a difference that is a lot more visible. In the EU, mid-tier Pro League versus top-tier Challenger League is a lot more difficult to actually predict. It really depends on not just the maps, but if the Challenger team is a bit too afraid or has too much respect for the Pro League team, and then it starts hitting them from the inside as a morale, because both teams we've had here, Vitality and G-Bots, have been around for quite a bit, and they're used to the pressure. So they're going to be able to handle it quite a bit better than BGenius and My Revenge. So
we will see in the games coming up today, but we talked a lot already. We know that chat will say, hey, stop talking, get someone else talking. That's why we got BGenius as first interview, and that's your part, so here we go.
All right, let's head into interview. Gimli, Maxence. Yes, Maxence. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Bonsoir.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm great, thanks. And you?
I'm pretty good. I'm excited for you guys' match. It's gonna be a tough one. BGenius versus G-Bots. You went through Challenger League
yes.
to try and get to this spot. How difficult was it to actually play against all of the challengers to make it here?
I mean, we have trained a lot, so it's not that difficult, but My Revenge was a big team, and we were scared about that, but we finally win, so it's okay.
Well, now you have to play against G-Bots, and G-Bots, obviously last LAN, they were number 3 seed EU. They were actually able to make it through and actually to the semi-finals after beating Flipside from NA. How ready are you to beat the team that is very unpredictable and seen as extremely aggressive?
I mean, G-Bots have just benched 2 players. It was like 1 or 2 weeks ago, so we are confident about that. But we have to play slowly and to no rush and just play our game, and it will work, I think.
Do you think there are any star players on BGenius that you really rely on in terms of certain frag roles or roaming roles?
We are all that good. I mean, if like our roamers do very important kill, it's because our supports player do very good work. So there is no star, just good players.
So it's very much the entire team working together
yes.
to try. Okay. So hopefully we'll get to see that team play actually sign. So thank you again, Gimli, Maxence. Good luck. Would you like to say anything to the fans that are watching on here?
Yeah, I just would like to thank BGenius about the bootcamp we are in, and thanks to all the followers who follow us, and let's win so.
All right, good luck, bonne chance et bon jeu. Hopefully we see you guys in a pretty good game.
See you.
See you.
More of a LAN atmosphere there in the background, rather than the players we saw on Tuesday. Yeah,
they are at boot camp, and this is something that really cannot be thrown away. So when you have Tipex, RX, Shaiko, Sneaky, and Masdemor, if you will, it kind of allows them to get to know one another in a LAN environment. Basically, being able to spend a bit of time with these players, especially as an in-game leader, allows you to not only understand their play style, but how they are in terms of personality. Because there might be players that in themselves, they are very aggressive, they want to go for these kills, they want to go for these highlights, but unless you have an in-game leader that's able to direct all of that and know what's going on, you're really going to be throwing players away for no reason that just got over-aggressive. And we've seen so many times where there's so much energy that you're unable to really contain it, and you end up just dropping around for no reason.
But of course, it's not only Be Genius. Tonight, there's also another team they're going up to, or up for, against that.
Against them.
So many different ways of saying that. But it's G-Bots, and of course, we got an interview prepared for you guys there as well. So I guess we'll speak to the team manager, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So let's do that.
All right, we're going to wait a second.
Okay, no problem.
So team manager is, of course, as production has told me, his name is SBN. I believe I missed an N there at the end, but we're going to see what SBN actually has to say about the team. G-Bots, as we saw Maxence explaining, they had to bench a couple of players. So let's see if, as production's telling, SBN is ready for this. Bonsoir, good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
What's up, SBN?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good. First of all, first question, do you want us to say SBN or SBNNNN?
Only one N, please.
Only one N. Okay. This way we're all good on the table. So, David, there's been a lot of changes with G-Bots, obviously, especially within the past couple of weeks. How ready are you for this kind of matchup, especially after those very near changes?
To be honest, the changes were needed from the players. First, Barrows left on his own side because he wanted time for himself, which is very understandable. Then players decided to kick Wesker for private reason, of course. Now we have Sake and Polo, who are great players, and they came with something very important. I mean, skill, but also motivation, a lot of motivation. And I think it's the main thing of what we lacked during the season.
Do you think that lack of motivation is because G-Bots has been in the Pro League for so long, but very rarely, except for last season, actually been able to make it very far into the season?
No, absolutely not. I think that it's because when we came back from the last LAN,
yes.
We were in a so great dynamic that we didn't open our eyes to the adaptation of the meta.
Yes.
And when we faced our first defeat against Millennium on the first match, we realized that we had a lot of things to work because we wanted to catch back, and we were so late in front of the other team that, of course, we lost versus Unite. During this last week, I hope we had catch back and have new things to propose to everyone.
Well, now you're going to be going against Be Genius. How do you prepare against basically a Challenger League team that really started just this season and was able to really power through the entire CL season to get to where they are here? They're very motivated, as we heard in the interview, and they are prepared. They're at boot camp right now. Do you think that gives them an advantage against you, or is G-Bots ready as well?
To be honest, yes, of course. Bootcamp always gives a certain advantage because they have all the same feelings at the same instant in the same place. So it helps a lot. But as French people and as a former French team coach, I know almost every great player in France. So I know how they play. And I hope that I have helped my players to understand their opponents. So I think there will be a 50-50 on the chance of win. They are very strong, and we don't have to underestimate them.
Well, hopefully that'll be the case. We've seen so many times where teams underestimate their opponents. But before we wrap up, do you want to say anything to the fans from G-Bots out there?
Yeah, I want to thank them because they have been amazing. every players are loved in Spain, and the change occurred some troubles. But by the way, I want to thank you in the name of the team for everything you have done and for the support you gave us every day, and of course to you too for casting this match, who promised to be amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, let's see if it actually will be Vamos España today. But thank you again, SBN. Merci beaucoup. And, well, good game. Good luck. And
thank you.
Goodbye.
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 Promising us a good match.
Yeah.
An amazing match. That's way better than a good match. So what do we need for that?
I think to play a game, you need maps.
And players.
And players. So here we go. For players, G-Bots have this new lineup. So as he was saying, we had change-ups within it, with Wesker basically being removed very recently alongside his teammate Drid. Barros, Lion, Polo, and Sake are going to be in here. I know Drid, Barros, and Lion have been... Well, Lion has been part, I believe, since earlier in the season, around invitational time. Drid and Barros are absolutely insane players on their own. I can't wait to see how the duo actually works out. The most important thing is what roles will Polo and Sake actually take during the match, because we haven't been able to see too much of them just yet. And I want to see still what role, what in terms of operator picks, but also how they're going to be playing alongside their teammates in here, because this is, compared to BGenius, an untested lineup. BGenius have been together for quite a while. They did power through Challenger League, but will it actually be enough to have that Pro League pedigree on your side to take the win?
I mean, we saw it on Tuesday already with Falco, joining a lineup, not really having any impact at the game, but for them it's two new players, so if they don't have any impact because they don't get along, that's a massive, massive problem, because that's nearly half of your lineup. But I mean, they don't have the boot camp on their side, so it's not like they can team up already. What could they do to integrate their players faster? Basically, besides playing a lot, we all know that.
Yeah, that really is the only way in this situation. I believe for them to actually bring in two new players, it's probably because they played a lot together anyways before. So you'll see them maybe streaming, they'll be together playing ranked, and then off stream they're going to be playing together. And of course, they've been trying out for a while before these changes actually happened, and they felt comfortable with this. Now, is this actually 100% tested? I'm not too sure yet. I'm very skeptical, because I know after casting BGenius, and yourself as well, how good they are. They're a pretty good team, especially being, you know, French Challenger League teams should not be underestimated. We saw On Knights and Supremacy in the previous season being able to make it to Pro League. I would never underestimate BGenius in this, because since this is a French team that's going to be playing, I'm pretty sure there's some stuff happening in the background that none of us know about, with some information being relayed, because, hey, French teams stick out for one another. They're from the same country, from the same region. Let's all be in the same Pro League together. 5 French teams. It'll happen.
Before we find out who joins us as at Pro League for the next season, we of course need the pick and bans for this match. But we tried this prediction match, and we know sometimes we were right. I was right one time. Super happy about that.
To be honest, if we're not 100% sure of what we're going to do, we shouldn't even try.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's go home. No, we're not. No. We're not going home. Not
at
just
least
yet.
give me one of the best maps of BGenius.
I'll be honest with you, they're fairly flexible, but I'll probably still see them going for Oregon, just because Oregon in general is the map that everybody will gravitate to, because they know most teams are going to be on equal footing on it. So they can go on that. Now, keep in mind, G-Bots previously have been extremely aggressive. So you kind of don't want to give them the opportunity to get too aggressive. Maybe removing Chalet so they don't get any of those quick plays. Bank's going to be removed by BGenius. That's a good map to take away from an aggressive team. Cafe, Clubhouse, Skyscraper as well. So Oregon, okay.
Oh, we
Oregon
don't see the
probably
Richie removed.
Coastline now. No. Unless.
Just waiting for the last map. Come on. I would just bet on Chalet. It'll take away Chalet.
I'm no betting man, but it's very possible, actually, because they're taking so long about it.
You're right. Coastline.
Yep, there you go. Border.
Yeah.
Chalet. It's got to be pretty good. I would like to see, in a second, we'll have the actual picks that happen. Here we go. So I'd like to see who picked what, just to be 100% sure of how this went. Because obviously you don't want to analyze and say something that's not correct, right?
That's the good thing.
That hasn't happened yet.
No, that's
the
good part.
So Consulate for B Genius. All right, makes sense. It's a pretty good map for them. I want to see what kind of place they're going to have in terms of, are they going to actually use pushes from admin with a Blackbeard and a Capitao setting up from the garage wall, basically? There's so many things that you can do around Consulate, especially with mute plays. Chalet, not surprising at all. G-Bots would like to play this map. It allows them to just roam around, get whatever frags they want because they are so good with that aim. And then finally Border, which...
We had us decide already this week.
Yeah, would be a pretty good equal footing for both teams. So yeah, we have pretty good start. So a defense start for B Genius on Consulate. I'm wondering, they're probably going to be starting on Garage, but where will they go after that? Will they
now
go
you go far with the prediction. First he was like, I'm not doing any predictions, and now he goes for bomb sites.
I mean, you go for bomb site, and they're like, should we play a Falco style where we go with Mute? And then we have also a Bandit, and we set up the Mute. So we have one jammer around Yellow Stairs on the second floor, and one set up in Garage in the back by the tool shop. Basically denies any information being fed through from Yellow Stairs because, hey, that's where most people are going to be droning in. You'll have the Bandit just going to be reinforcing the main garage entry. Probably going to have a Mira as well. Will the Mira, though, be setting up the wall on head level, or will it be crouch level? Because each one of them have, you know, a different way to play them. Will we see Bandit battery juggling? Because that's pretty sick to see. Will we see G-Bots defaulting for a Thatcher and going, obviously with a Hibana, it's highest pick rate basically. We're probably going to see a Hibana Thermite coming out with a Thatcher, probably a Blackbeard. What's going to support them though at the end? So many things that can happen in this, which is why I'm excited, because there's so many tactics that you can play around this map. Every single bomb site, it's like, okay, well, we can go in right in the middle, or we can have the Ashe, the Ashe or Hibana spawning in by the bus spawn, and then from there running into the main door. Maybe there will be somebody to fight her by staircase or within the bathrooms, but she can also find nobody there in piano, and she can just open up the hatch and start picking off the jammer systems that are in the Yellow Stairs. Like, there's so much that can be done around this.
Will it be that one-sided regarding the bomb site, like in the last Pro League playoff matches we saw, where we nearly had only one bomb site the whole map, more or less? As long as it was available.
No, I don't think it'll be the case. We're going to definitely see, of course, alternation between Garage and Visa defense. But right now, I'm unsure. Now, most teams have kind of grasped how a Garage defense would work. Because it is a lot easier to defend and naturally funnels the attackers in. But that Visa defense is sometimes a bit shaky. Mostly because I don't see a lot of teams, except for really, really top tier, that have figured out, okay, well, we want to always go for a Mira on here. Or we want to have the Bandit being supported by the Echo that's just sitting in admin and protecting the back entrance from somebody coming in through the server wall, basically. Like, there are a lot of strategies that can be played, and I still haven't seen a lot of them, or all of them, which is a bit surprising. But, I mean, we are in the final match. It has been done multiple times, especially on Chalet. This is going to be one of the maps. You know, on Chalet, we'll sometimes see teams throwing a defense in Playroom, for example. We might see just completely different compositions without changing bomb sites being played on pretty much every map here, but especially on Consulate. I can go into detail forever. Like, this is why.
I mean, we knew that. We were talking about the maps prior to this, like yesterday evening, all that stuff. So I know there's so much you can dive into if you want to. Yeah. But is that what the team always needs to do, or is it sometimes more about how they feel at that moment?
Very good point, and I think that's a better way. Now, a lot of I know that Ensa and Penta work around this. They will have a give or take strategy that they're going to play, revolves around maybe having the pulse being played in a certain way by Wilkie or by Shate. I am using them as an example, so keep that in mind.
Other players available?
Yes, other players available, obviously. And as they have them actually picking those operators, they might just within the round say, okay, the way we're going to do it is not going to work. Let's completely change up. We saw this with Penta on Bank, where they try to go for a Montagne and rush him through the tunnels into server room, and then they're like, oh, the Pulse knows we're here. We can feel it.
Yeah, they got spotted very early.
They got spotted very early. The Thermite Goga back then was playing behind the Monty. So like, you know what? Let's just book it out of here and let's try another approach. And this is being flexible not only during prep phase, but also during every single phase of the attack round itself, because you might just throw a spanner in the works of the opponents. Like, oh, they're going to push through here. Okay, we have them figured out. And everybody rotates back to actually defend this kind of push, because it's logical that they would have certain operators in certain areas because they want to open up X, Y, Z hatch, etc. And since everything's premeditated, then a team that's very heavy on strategy, which was back in the days. Now, I know some people are going to hate me for saying this, but you know, hey, whatever. Youngtis with Ciscat especially, and Millennium back then, even Penta to some extent when Ciscat was their in-game leader, or basically filling up all the strats, were very strat heavy. If their strategy didn't work, the entire round would fail, and you would see every single moment of it, from a spawn peak to everything around it.
If falling apart, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it all revolves around one single thing working. And, you know, when it works, it's absolutely insane, because casters like us can just scream, oh my god, what just happened? When it doesn't, that's the perfect time to use the word cringe. So we cringe because we're like, okay, you tried for a spawn peak whilst you're playing Doc. And or you spawn peaked while playing Echo. Why? Why did you do that? There is no point to do it. So,
but enough of us chatting along here. Right in front of the match, we're locked and loaded finally for the first map, for the first match as well. It's B Genius versus G-Bots, and we see G-Bots on the attack currently IQ, Thatcher, Thermite, Blackbeard, and Hibana. Of course, there had to be a Hibana pick. Mira, Jäger, Echo, Smoke, and Bandit for B Genius. I mean, Orange is pretty much suiting them.
Yeah, Goroshka, it is their team color.
Yeah,
with a Jin. it's a Jin in orange. It's pretty darn sick as a logo. But we're in. B Genius are going to be starting off on the defense. This is again a garage, and of course our observer is a wonderful Marciu, who, you know, is pretty sick. I don't want to say some more. Yeah, let's highlight it again. It's an inside joke. Let's just keep with that. So, Bandit's going to be setting up, just reinforcing the wall. It's going to be setting barbed wire near the entrance where you would see the drone coming in, and as well by the doorway. No mute, so we won't be seeing any setups with those systems, but it's a good thing that we have G-Bots going for the Thatcher, the Echo being picked up on B Genius. We see both mirror walls from Tipex here, basically having direct line of sight towards the garage entrance and yellow stairs. So it is a perfect spot to be in to protect any frontal attack. But what if G-Bots just go up to the first floor, or the ground floor, and try a drop from there? Because Dread is just going to run around here as the IQ and make sure he cleans. Oh, okay, here we go. He spots the bot running around, so he knows. Oh, did he actually take it out?
I'm not even sure.
I mean, did!
He shot, but that's it.
That's
how you start round one.
That is absolutely sick. This is why you go. This is best case scenario for an IQ. Thermite is already set down and opened the at least part of the garage.
And the right side is free.
And Bados so far is just looking through the main hallway. He's got Polo to support him, so they're making sure that there's nobody lurking behind them. But that's sneaky, and he's being pretty sneaky right now with a long line of sight on the entryway. He does have Shaiko as well to help, and they're going to try to collapse on any attackers that come in through. But Drit, in the meantime, has taken control alongside Bados of the piano room, the press room, basically. And Shaiko is just going to be standing on these yellow stairs and going to try to make as little noise as possible.
Shaiko could actually run right into their Roma for that part, while Bear was still waiting in the press room. He got Shaiko right above him, so there's not that much.
No.
There he goes, first peek, and it's Barris getting Shaiko right on the staircase. That was a quick one. He just ran down there, and Barris was waiting for that one step. He saw it, he killed it right away. Means it's everything in favor of G-Bots right now, 4v5.
Second thermite charge going to be set right on the garage wall as well, and they're going to open up the side. It's Sneaky, though, in the meantime, still lurking on the Jaeger. He's going to be able to get one, but Lion will refrag, take down Mass. So this is perfect. A minute in or a minute left, and the smoke has been taken out. This is pretty huge because you rely on him and the Echo to be working together for this defense. Unfortunately, no Echo Yokai drone to be used up here.
That's true, that was lots to IQ early in the match. Lion facing RXWD there on the other side of the garage. One of the grenades out, Barris finds another one. He gets RXWD from B-Genius. They're down to 2 in the defensive. Sneaky still on his way, but the diffuser dropped now. Oh, they planted, okay.
He runs right into Polo. Nicely done.
Quick. Shot there by Polo, ran right into Sneaky. There's no one peeking out. T-Pax finds Barros. That he is last man standing here. It's now only Hibana and IQ versus Mira. Polo close to the objective now. T-Pax on the diffuser. Does he get it through? Polo approaching him. He's looking inside of the car. There he goes. But no, Polo takes him out. And that's the first round win for G-Bots here. I mean, they heard him trying to get the diffuser.
He's basically
went for the one we want.
He's bobbing up and down basically behind the car because he knows he has the advantage there. With that advantage, he's able to waste time. So even Mira loses 2-3 seconds to try and actually get the kill. If not, it's a high rate of fire weapon. Yeah, you can delete or basically Tipex away the Blackbeard like we saw there, but you run out of ammo very quickly. The Habana can just play games with you and take you out. Now, this is very interesting.
Totally different setup. I mean, they got Doc, they brought Pulse back in. Jäger, we had that, and Bell. But we also see a Buck that wasn't picked in round 1 for G-Bots on the attacking side. Of course, Hibana, IQ again, and Blackbeard. No Ash, actually.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Buck is going to be used to open things up. Basically, it really does depend on how G-Bots reinforce these areas. So we have Moss down below the piano room. Just got to be making sure that, well, nobody's actually rotating down below or setting anything up with a black eye, especially from the Valkyrie below. This is the first cam that's going to be used right at the start of the action phase. Of course, Bados is going for the Doc, so they're going to have Doc, Pulse, and the Smoke. They'll probably be relying, alongside the Val, on picks from the Valkyrie and the Jaeger, the Doc staying alive and then being able to heal up his teammates. And if the smoke's too low, well, we can try and pick him up again. The Pulse is just going to be trying to deny any quick entries or quote-unquote attacking roamers to come in. Oh, shot. Baros, there we go, able to take out the bot. He still has an ADS to help him out here, and Masada will get kill number 1 with the IQ on Polo, and that's the Val taken out very early on.
He actually was setting up the cameras right before that, but there was no real intel given then, since they lost them so soon. RXWD on Thermite here. Still B-Genius on the attack. I'm not really sure about the repelling. Shaiko tries to get a good look. There's T-Pax versus Lion here. Lion all the way back, not really peeking at all.
This is the perfect spot to be in if you're Blackbeard. You just have full control.
Oh, there's the pick. He went for it. Right back, right after. Might saw the shield there. Around the corner. T-Pax backing off again. Another look there. He got 2 right in front of him, but no chance currently. either to get Saki or Lion there. We see Barris on the staircase. Oh, great shot, Drit versus Shaker, take him out. So it's 4v4 again.
Here we go. All the info is being relayed from the pulse. Every single moment here. The stairs have been monitored by Drid, and now Drid makes sure, okay, well, there's 2 people right outside. We know what's going on. Picks up the drone and comes back from below. This means that he's going to be able to spot anybody that wants to go through the bathroom area or actually run to the side by the yellow stairs, so he can allow his teammate to just fall back for a bit. Baro's taking a bit of damage here with the grenade, but so far so good. Minute left, they still have the smoke, the Doc is still alive, and Drid of course has already done the damage to take down the Habana. So the only thing really keeping it together here is Tipex just AD spam on the window with the Blackbeard.
They need to make a move soon, and there it is. Sneaky gets Barris, another one. Saki gets T-Pex down, but that was traded as he got greedy right for that, in front of that Lion, just around the corner, behind the wall. Mass moving in to objective A. Can he come around the corner? Gets the back of Lion, not taking him out on the first approach. Now he knows, but he still gets him with a quick shot just around the wall. Taken down by XWD, Saki falls, and that's round 2 in favor of B-Genius.
A well done push. Basically, at the end there, we could have seen him spraying through the wall to get the smoke. They didn't really require the Habana at that point, though, because of the fact that there was no real reinforced walls around this area. They came in through the yellow stairs. They had the Blackbeard to support them from behind. They had already opened up the sidewall entrance into the Visa area. And using that thermite charge, they just went on in, and from the outside as well, using control the window, and just got the plant as fast as possible, went for that final kill. They have full control. The Jaeger couldn't do anything at that point, because even if you do have the line of sight, they already know where you're at because of the info being relayed from the Blackbeard.
Same setup again for G-Bots like in round number 1. B-Genius on Mirror. Val now in that setup, plus Jaeger and Smoke Bandit. That's the side for B-Genius on the defensive. It's 1-1. Of course, we just headed into round 3. We see the same hatch being reinforced once again for the garage here.
Yeah, this is very good from Tipex. This is very standard from Tipex, basically. You reinforce one wall. You don't reinforce the sides between them because you want to use this mirror to basically be able to spray through the side. And you're going to see him with the ITS try to open up a small, tiny hole by the side so he can just quick spray, quick peek behind, and rotate between both of these mirror walls.
It's the same mirror setup as we saw in round 1. Nothing changed there. Once again, Val here, sneaky, tries to get some intel as the round unfolds.
So this time, again, we have the Val. We don't have the Echo, which, you know, they realized, all right, that's not going to be the best thing for us to play with here. But Dridge is going to take his time. He's going to run around with the IQ and try to gain as much info on where all the Val cams are. And here we go, takes one out. And this might give him the info that there's somebody still near. And this is why he's watching the back. You see RXWT wanting to support basically his Valkyrie on the ground floor. But the rest of the team from G-Bots is just going to fall back and set up on the opposing side. Maybe try to take control of the ground floor.
Yeah, currently the defensive side still in full force, which is important. Sometimes we see them losing one very, very early. Sneaky on his way.
And I actually love how they have here. RXWD is going to be staying in the archives, so he can take control of the stairs, but actually try to rush up if he needs. But they also have a Val way up top on the first floor, because if she makes too much noise or makes herself seen, G-Bots have to decide. Do we go and hunt the Val and waste time on that, which they don't really have too much of here at a minute 20?
Oh, that might be the first shot. Sorry, that's Barrows. And there is B-Genius player just on top of the staircase. We see it, who it was. But of course, I mean, the vertical play, that's the good thing. It either costs you a lot of time because you go for that, or you even lose a player.
Yeah, because you can't be sure if that roamer is just going to be jumping behind you and actually take you out.
Lion sets up the charge in front of Garage right now. Got the diffuser as well. Burst is joining him. Mass and T-Pix waiting on the other side with the help of the mirrors.
All right, perfect here. Drid has control of yellow stairs. Can just try to move through. Polo has opened up the top side. So within the bathrooms, with the hatch open, he can see through anybody that wants to move in.
Gets RXWD right in the back. RXWD totally not under control of the situation. He was looking and hunting for Polo, while Barris gets Mass as well, taking out Smoke and Jäger early, and Shaco finds Drid. Lion just exchanging kills left and right, with Lion falling to Shaco. It's only Val and Bandit left for the defensive side, and Sake finds Shaco. Only Val left in round 3.
Oh, the C4! Are you kidding
wow.
me? Sneaky! Throws the C4 through the open side here in Piano, and he takes down both. Polo is right below, and he barely has any time. He has to run into the other side. Now the Val is in control.
That was the problem by Sneaky, not getting the kill early, but there it is.
Not enough time. Oh my god, not enough time.
Better bring a watch next time, just to be sure. Wow, that's the C4 placement. Awesome. Then missing the shot from the top onto the diffuser, totally destroyed the round.
I don't know how to call this one. I'll be honest with you. That was absolutely insane. How they had previously prepared these open holes just in case. You know what? Hey, you want to come in last time? We weren't able to do much against you, but if we can keep that Val, this is why they had the Valkyrie on the first floor and not doing much during the round, because she has the C4. She can use those opened up holes in the piano room to just go on down and either shoot through them, or as we saw, that beautiful double with the C4. So this...
I was just so surprised that
these are tiny changes.
That they still got away with a round win just due to time, because Sneaky missed the chance to win the round early. He had to change position, he had to go down to garage, like hunt for the diffuser, and then time just saved him.
Yeah, he had control basically. The Habana got up at that point and turned around and tried to get the kill, but I mean, you either plant or you die, and you know, both cases.
This time it wasn't any of that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
No dying, no planting.
This I love. Drid is going to be picking up the Frost. It's going to be interesting where he actually sets up the first bear trap, or the welcome mat, is going to be set by the entrance to Visa. Oh, Barros with a quick spawn peek with the dog, as we're talking about that in the pre-show, actually goes out and gets the pick on the IQ.
A lot of missing intel now on the side of BGenius for the attack due to the IQ loss. But they still have Blackbird and Buck, so Blackbird in front of the windows. We had that. Great to peek in. You got that shield on your side.
IQ.
But laying around there on the outside. But with Doc and Frost, the Frost setup is not really something we saw this week too often.
And especially on this map. Now, usually you would try to set up those bear traps around the admin area, because you would expect somebody to try to jump in through there, or towards the windows themselves, because that's where people are going to try to rappel in.
Sneaky knows about Barris there. He marked him before. Shaco and T-Pix now down to the lower level again. The grenade going out on Barris, but there's an ADS. Totally finishing off the grenade while he wanted to finish off Barris, trying another time. Still not enough. No flashbangs to throw in there. T-Pix now from the other side with his flashbangs, two of them right in there, peeking in. Lion just behind the bomb, but no chance for him to get some shots connected, get some shots through. Shaco's still hunting around, finds Lion. First frag of the round against, no, not first frag. We had a very, very early frag. That was the second one. While RXWD says, no, I will just trade that out.
Oh.
Barris, what a peek through that wall.
Nicely done. He actually uses one of the stim shots to get himself more HP, so he can take a bit more damage, especially if it's behind the wall.
Oh, ball coming out right in the face of T-Pix. T-Pix finishing up with a quick hat shot here. So still Doc and Jäger alive, Thermite and a Blackbeard on the side of the attacking BGenius here. But Thermite down to, I would say, 30 HP only. It's not that much, right? On the fade of Barris finds T-Pix. Barris pretty strong right now on Doc. Look at that. He got 3 kills in this round so far. RXWD right next to him.
He's gonna stim again and push out probably.
RXWD losing his patience here, losing his nerves. There's Sacco on the outside, getting him for the round win. It's G-Bots with the last kill on RXWD, making sure that the team from Spain finds another round here early on map number 1 of the relegation. Just to remind you guys, whoever wins this match...
This best of 3.
Yeah, best of 3, of course. Either stays in Pro League or gets up to Pro League, loser down to Challenger.
There's something, though. Every time I see RXWD, it reminds me of Roar XD. You know, the really terrible emo stuff that everybody used to do when they were 13? That's a phase
When I was 13, there were no emojis. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, but in the 1950s, they had no emojis, right?
Thanks. It's console and meeting room as bomb sites for B-Genius. I better stop crying right now. That might interfere with my casting. Attack side on G-Bots. They bring Ash for the first time. Finally, no Thermite.
Bado's on
no
7-3. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
And we're only in round 5.
Yeah, absolute god. I love this. But
they just changed. They brought Doc again.
Yeah, they're like, okay, let's go Pulse, let's go Doc. We're going to see this yet again. This looks a lot like setups we used to have even pre-Val. This is like pre-Valkyrie territory. We're looking at year 1, season 1-ish setups from B-Genius here. And you know what? I think it'll work very well, but I'm wondering where they're going to set up RXWD on that Pulse. They need to gather information with them and not be too aggressive with that Pulse, because it allows you to rotate your players around without having the fear of somebody really trying to flank you all the time.
Blackwood up to balcony here, once again looking for the window shots. He knows that, but there's only Mass on the other side, might be a bit risky. But yeah, we didn't saw Pulse yet. We're just currently trying to gather information or trying to get intel for his team. There he is, Electric Rooms.
And he's going to just be set down in the electric/server room. Just going to try to get some info and on maybe the Ash that's running around. I believe he should be able to spot Polo from here. At least see that he was around this area, but probably going to see Polo move back into the piano room, maybe take control of yellow stairs, try to jump through. With 2 minutes remaining, we already see Bados on the Blackbeard taking control of this side wall here. IQ Drid is going to jump up top. Has the frag nades to play with, but just to be sure, actually going to use the electronic detector to make sure that there's no ADS systems that are going to be set up to deny those frag cams.
You can't really lose all of them.
Yeah.
You need them.
You don't want.
You might
yeah,
need
you're
them
very
later.
limited.
We saw that so often.
Yeah.
T-Pex around the corner for Barris. He had a very, very strong round 4. Did he really saw the arm of T-Pex there? Wow.
Almost wanted to delete him here, but not gonna be the case.
Can we get zoom in on that?
Yeah.
Wasn't enough for me.
Polo running around here by the exit stairs, spots the pulse and will take him down. RXWD is going to get removed basically from play, but the talk is still up top as well as the smoke. A minute remaining. Okay, so he's going to be using this just to check if there is maybe a mirror wall that he can pop open, or if there's a smoke that's just going to be sitting behind the reinforced wall.
Shaker running in there, but Barris getting lying his own teammate. And Saki following up with another kill against Mass. At least that was an opponent.
Yeah, he lost the Habana, which she wasn't able to use. Oh my god,
against Barris. Barris just looking right over that bomb into the face of Shaker. He said thanks, getting the kill here. Still defensive side up by 3. Shaker gets another one against Saiki. There's Polo on the floor. Polo coming upstairs, getting the shot, turning this into a 2v2 now. It's Ash and IQ versus Jaeger and Doc. What does Sneaky now? Does he go back? Yeah, they're setting up the diffuser. He saw the hat, but Polo finishing off before you can't even use that information.
What a beautiful crossfire setup here. We still have the IQ
Polo's
dropped.
just not sure. He was like, upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah, the IQ is dropped in the back, and he wants to try and bait Polo into this.
T-Pex might be able to get on the back of Polo, finishing up.
He can actually run from below and try to go for this kill as well. There's a lot of things that the Ash can do here. Here we go.
Just around that barrier. Pixel is enough.
That's all you need.
There was a hat. I'll go for that. Look at this. He saw him a bit earlier. He saw him like flashing left, right.
You know, it's gonna be the diffusal animation. Yeah. You know, he's gonna hit the diffuser with the buttstock, but as he came right in, and the bullets connected to the head. Unfortunately, here, BGenius are down around 3-2 in total, and G-Bots...
Another round for the Spanish bots, and they are through on that one.
G-Bots, of course, on the defense this time around, and we're gonna go for Garage defense. Botto was picked up. Jaeger, Smoke, Bandit, Pulse. Pretty... Oh, is it gonna be still? Yes, okay, so... Pulse gonna be picked up right up at the end.
There we go, we got Jaeger, of course, Mirror, Smoke, Bandit, and Pulse outside of G-Bots for defensive setup, and Blackbeard, Buck, Thermite, Thatcher, and Hibana, the usual setup of BGenius, more or less. So not that much change. I'm not sure about the Pulse pick on the side of BGenius last round, but it seems like G-Bot had way more out of that, at least on their rounds.
Yeah, because they were able to keep him alive for as long as possible. They weren't really able to spot the Ashe that was running through Yellow Stairs to get that last kill. They had him all the way on the opposite side by server room, but he spent too much time on that end instead of being like, okay, now I know that operator's going to be moving away, the Ashe is going to be moving away alongside the Blackbeard. I'm just going to go somewhere else and try not to worry about this. I have the C4. I can play from piano room. Unfortunately, Ashe runs in. There's nobody really defending the front entrance, basically, from this ground floor to the stairs, and just did not work out at all for him. So the Buck's going to get picked up, though. I love this. They're going to take control of the main hallway, or the main entryway here, and then Sneaky is going to start opening everything up with that skeleton key. It's going to be the main walls here, but hopefully it doesn't turn into the favor of the defenders if we go like we saw a couple days ago in NA Relegations.
That's true. Sometimes all those murder holes or new line of sights can fire back even if they don't fire themselves. Shaiko on Hibana trying to open that hatch. You're laughing. Sometimes things shoot back. You never know, Milos. You never know. Better check that. But Bolo on a Jaeger currently trying to go for a bit of roaming here. There's no one near him so far. ADS, of course, set up already. All three of them spread all over the objectives. Oh, there was an open window, so someone might be through already. And there we have Sneaky opening up.
Still just a few shots remaining. Still has 3 to use, but Shaiko is going to take down Barros. So that's the Mira taken out. Can be very difficult now to remove the Blackbeard from play. Tipex is going to get spotted here by Drid. He might just try to go for this. No, he's just going to be jumping right onto him.
That popped down, and there it is. But gets an answer immediately from Sneaky just around the corner. It's like, if you got kill my mate, I just turn around and kill you as well. Turning this into 2v4 already. Only Smoke and Jaeger left on the side of G-Bots. And Thatcher, Thermite, but Polo gets Shaiko. Shaiko was totally clueless about that one. But
the Claymore set perfectly with the revenge. He has the shotty in hand. Okay, it's 2v1, but from behind, Sneaky has taken control. And as he ran from behind the defenders here, jumping through the hatch in the bathroom.
BGenius making sure that this is not over yet. Could have been the last round. This goes in favor of G-Bots, but BGenius defending their own chance to have a bet. Oh, wait, I was totally wrong. They're on 3. They got another round.
It's a tie-up.
Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, we're getting close, but we're not there yet.
Yep, well, they could have had at least a round that secured them overtime.
Yeah, but that's on 4 and 4.
Yeah. Well, if you're on 4, you at least secure yourself
yeah, that's
overtime.
true. The overtime, yeah. Oh, that was, of course, the one I was going for.
Yeah, it's all about math. When there's numbers involved, let's just not talk about it.
Yeah, I should not talk about that stuff. But you know what the good part is about doing, like, Pro League for a whole week? You iron out the mistakes just like my shirt. Okay, there we go. Just start casting.
Just to let you know, he's been planning this for the past 3 days, so...
Not really.
At least be graceful with a very nice haha in chat, please.
BGenius on the defensive side, G-Bots attacking. This is round 7. Another round to secure overtime, and 2 rounds if you actually get them straight up.
I love this. I love this from BGenius, going for the RXWT on the mute.
Only for the mute. Yeah, we didn't saw a mute in the previous rounds. Not at all.
Not yet, yes, but he's basically you see the way that he's going to be using them is basically denying any information with the drones. So the benefit of defending Garage is that you can have very well preset locations to set your mute jammers in. so that all drones that try to come in are going to be funneled into the same firing area that you usually see attackers coming through. And you can pick them off one by one, or you're going to be completely disrupted by the mute. So this is perfect. You have a setup towards the front with the Mira. You have the mute that's going to deny the information, the bandit that has already shock-wired everything, the Jaeger that has ADS everywhere. He's going to be roaming around, and you also have the smoke to try and keep him alive as long as possible.
might face RXWD. He's just around the corner, but of course he does not know. Being a great back shot. Where is he looking at? Okay, he's teaming up with T-Pex on the other side there. Shaco still roaming around, tries to look for his first kill. There's someone just on top of him. Did not see that. Who's on top of him?
I believe it is the Ash Polo.
Just missing him at all. Because he was there. He was standing right at the window.
Yeah.
That moment Shaco ran in there. There's Lion. That might be a chance for Barrows, who had super strong early rounds in this match.
Now, he doesn't have teammates to support him in here, so he's all alone on the server stage.
No, you... Oh, no, Lion.
So it is on the
all the way on the
opposing
other side. Yeah.
Yes. He can open up the mirror wall, but he doesn't want to let them know that he's already here. Here we go. Now they're going to take away their attention towards the actual mirror wall that's being opened. And if they only knew. If they only knew. Now, we can see this. They can't. Flash is going to be set in.
Flashing himself.
That happens to everyone, even Barrows here, who flashes himself, but RXWD is set up. C4 goes in right onto him. Yes! Here we go. RXWD for B Genius gets the kill, but it's a total frack fest here.
Yeah, down
2
to
kills
3.
for each.
Yeah, down to 3 each, but then it's mass falling on Polo gets RXWD down, so it's 2v2. The same once again, Polo with Ash. There falls Thatcher. It's mass ending his life, and B Genius wins another round, up to 4 now, making sure that they at least get overtime.
This was such a scrappy round here.
They waited for ages. And then they just decided we kill everyone so that they can't follow us. Because you said we can see them. They were just like, yeah, but we can be faster.
They can hear, so obviously they heard the Blackbeard that was taking away the barbed wire.
And then they threw the flashback.
Yeah,
it was obvious.
So basically it gave the Jaeger time to go all the way around and set up for a retake already. But they also had the mute that was there, the Mira that was supporting them. The smoke got taken out, and that's the point where, like, okay, now what are going to be doing? Because the flashbang went in from the Blackbeard, and it flashed himself, and he couldn't follow up with the run in with the clear.
Twitch being picked for the first time for B Genius here. G-Bot's bringing Val, Bandit, Mira, Smoke, and Jaeger. The usual operators, I would say. This map currently.
Best case scenario for G-Bots would have been to actually go for a mute this time to counter that Twitch.
Well, of course they didn't do.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean they didn't pick Twitch in any of the earlier rounds.
I would love to see how different the game would be if you could see the operator selector stream before you start. It would basically like be a randomizer where you try to click everything at the same time.
Everyone was waiting for the last second. And then basically we would have the same as now.
Basically,
nothing would change.
Yes.
The usual mirror setup as well on the side of G-Bots here. Garage with a line of sight here from A right through to B Garage. Seeing the entrance of the garage, of course, the yellow stairs as well.
And the Val and the Jaeger are going to be roaming up around the Visa office. So Sake, though, will go just a bit below. Okay, so it's just to set up all the barbed wire. But I'm not too sure how they're going to utilize their roamers. Will they send Drid back to the top side, to the admin area on the first floor, or will he be staying down below to support his teammates, or just take control of the staircase?
It looks like a completely horizontal setup this time because everyone is downstairs there. Sake now moving a bit around, changing positions once again with a look on the staircase. Shake on the other side, you just opened the hatch. There's no one right beside him.
He joins in through the archives because he wants to make sure that there's nobody actually staying there that can flank them. But there is Drid here, and he's waiting. If he takes down the Habana here, this is going to make things a bit more difficult to push through because they don't have a thermite to open up the front garage door here. So they have to be very careful about how this actually works out.
Yeah, Shaco gives away a lot of his position here, moving around, but gets Sake, but just entering the room, running into those shots like I ran into fast food today. RXWD gets 3D. I really love that nickname. RXWD down on only bit of health left for him.
Almost running into the smoke there, taking himself out.
They lost Hibana already. We lost Jaeger and Vel on the side of defense, but Mira still alive. A fire rate left for them, and of course Smoke.
She can delete that IQ if she comes in right inside here. Lion's gonna be forced to utilize his first smoke at around the minute mark. Buck's gonna be throwing the nade all the way to the back, not gonna hit Baroz.
Yeah, but he made himself already visible to them with that grenade. Claymore just around the corner, sneaky, trying to look for an entrance. They're not sure yet. The left, all right. There's Lion moving around, just moving back. There was Barris being downed.
Yes.
He's laying on the floor. Polo now on the other side. Mass gets Lion, so that was neither one. Polo just running into Mass. Sneaky gets Barris, but that would he was down
Polo
already.
IceWD
is just in the back of Polo now.
There we go.
It's Mass. Yeah, Mass finishing up. He didn't even need the help of his teammates. So B-Genius winning map number 1 here in the important match to go through to a Pro League, because this is relegation, of course, ESL Rainbow Six Pro League. Relegation for the European region. We had NA earlier that week. We'll see Latin America next week. So there's still a lot of Rainbow Six action to come. But map 1, BO3, of course. Does that change a lot? Because G-Bots was looking very, very strong early on. I guess due to that one round that ran out of time, which was more or less the game changer, that moment, like shifting momentum again, they looked as they would be in control of the pace at least.
I'm really unable to explain how they're able to play the morale game against their opponents in this, because G-Bots had control early on and then just completely lost it. I'm really not sure. Maybe we can spot within the highlights that exact moment though.
Beijing has taken the win from G-Bots on map number 1 while we see that quick double kill there. T-Pex gets wrecked right after Mass with a quick peek through the wall. So Dreedy, what was he actually doing there? He just took away his display, right? That was why he was running in there. Shaiko finding Lion. I mean, the best player on map number 1 is not easy to spot, I need to say. At least for me. I was trying to write down, as always, if there was a specific player winning specific rounds.
Baroz and Shaiko specifically have been extremely good on this. Polo, especially with his final clutch, finding a sick angle to get the end frag for the round.
Was that a bit too aggressive by Drit?
Yeah.
To just jump down there without knowing if there might be the full team he's running into.
But he needed to do it at the end there. There was not much time to play around it. Kind of had to just run in and, you know, wing it at that point, because yeah, a lot of teams and a lot of players that last until the end might feel the rush, and they're not really the players that are calm under fire. So they're not really used to, okay, I have the time, it's 45 seconds. That's quite a bit of time. I can set up, I can take information coming in from my teammates and try to calm down and make sure that I'm actually entering the area correctly. At some point you're like, you know what? Let's jump on down, try to get that frag and just clean up the end of the round.
We're not jumping anywhere, but besides we're getting into map 2, which is Chalet. Of course, we see G-Bots starting as the attacking team. Defensive is B-Genius, Mira, Val, Jaeger, Smoke, and Bandit. Once again, a very, very close setup to the first map. And we see Ash, Hibana, and oh, that's Thermite. All of them together with Thatcher and IQ.
Now,
so pretty much going for the charge.
Yeah, it's all going to be taking down those reinforced wall. They know this is going to be a wine cellar defense, so let's go for all 3 of our operators that can help us take down either reinforced walls or run around to get frags that we saw, you know, Counter Keddy doing before. Polo is going to try to do exactly the same thing, whilst also using his charges to try and open up spots up top and try to take down those mirror walls.
But if this spot is so much about the reinforced walls, is there any benefit from taking a castle instead on the defensive side? Well, I know that we don't see him that often. We saw him quite a bit this week, but
it forces the attackers to use their utility on something that really they shouldn't be. But in this case,
oh, the C4 going on to Sake. Sneaky. Just with a quick look, he knew there was someone on the other side.
And this is huge.
Taking out Thatcher.
This is huge. The Thatcher taken out whilst Be Genius have Shaiko on the Bandit that has already put his batteries on everything. So this puts a lot more pressure on Polo because he has to come in as the Ashe and use both his breaching rounds to take down either the batteries or the mirror walls. He has to make a very clear decision and actually know, or quote-unquote, predict where those would be. If not, then all of those charges are just going to be wasted.
Yeah, Sneaky once again checking his cameras, but then gets taken down by Barrows. That was a long shot there to get him. He was using his black eye camera really good. He got that C4 kill already, tried to bring him more intel. We see Polo finally entering with his drone here. Shaiko hiding in the bushes. Is he more into jungle maps? Who knows?
Shaiko, the bush monster, just set up and ready.
Yeah, could be ready for Barrows there on the other side. Just past each other. Barrows now opening the hatch, at least he tries to. Oh, there's Shaiko.
Oh.
He's not seeing him. He totally overlooked him.
His hand is barely popping. Even our observer is laughing from the other side of the studio with that. Because
imagine Barrows going in one step.
You can see the side of his hand, but not much more. Even the look at the.
Oh, Barrows is coming around the corner. Shaiko going for the kill.
Oh my God, I love this.
Waiting in the plant, finally showing that plants can be useful in life, not only for air distribution, also for that.
Said the guy that doesn't eat veggies on anything.
I'm sorry. Only on burgers.
So there you go. Polo has already used one of his charges. That was an absolutely insane pick. Now Hibana and Thatcher are taken out, and they basically just lost both of their roamers. Beijings are like, this is the best pick we could have ever had. And now we force the Thermite to basically put his charges on already pre-bandited walls. Basically useless at that point.
And then we see T-Pax waiting for Dread. He saw that. It was right in his face, getting downed here by Dread on the other side. You can definitely catch that one. Taking it into his own equipment. Lion with the rear to Mass, but it gets taken down by RXWD on the other side. Great setup by B Genius. While Dritz finds T-Pax before Dritz gets another one with RXWD.
Oh, but Mass,
dying.
He's solo on HP. He has the shot. He gets
it.
IQ is down and no more time remaining. B Genius protect the round. Drop the diffuser to the ground, even though they had control early on by taking down both the Thatcher and the Hibana. They got almost lost the round, but then they rely on the shotgun up close, and you know what? Even IQ can't survive that lethal firepower.
Sometimes HP is not needed to win a round, and that was just greatly appreciated by us because that was a great finish for a round.
Insane.
Of course, that means first round in favor of the guys of B Genius, and now attacking here on Chalet.
I need to have this talk actually with pros, especially when we come into our second game, to ask them, how do you control yourself in these high-octane moments where you have to clutch or else it's all gone?
I would like to know if they scream as we did.
I mean, seeing how teams are at LAN, yes.
Yeah, that's true. I saw a lot of hilarious moments. Lance, that's true. Okay,
so
we got Bell, Mute, Smoke, Bandit, and Jaeger on the side of G-Bots. Blackbird, obviously, Ashe, Thermite, and Thatcher, so a bit less charging breaches than we saw on the side of G-Bots. Well, Hibana, of course, with the Kairos, helping there out. Drit just placing some new Black Eyes. Still one to go. Who's the current top fragger? Can we get that on the screen? 2 and 1.
So it is Drit.
Okay, they were sharing pretty good. Lion Slake without any kill on the first round. Of course, there are only 5 opponents, not like
and we
there
are
was
in
lots
round
to take.
number 2, right?
Yeah.
So far, it's still very, very quiet on Chalet.
Bat room for Shaiko.
Yeah, he just goes up. He wants to take control of bedroom, take control of the, just take down the hatch. So this way they might be able to jump into trophy room if needed. And he actually uses one of his pallets to open it. This is very good because this opens up at least your right side of the hallway and the trophy room, so you can use this to your advantage to take down one of those roamers that wants to run back. Now, they don't have a buck, so they're going to rely on, of course, the Ashe and the Habana here, and just spray down everything to maybe get a kill off of it.
Yeah, Snaky might have a chance there. Oh, a quick look while BG is all setting up in that bathroom right now. There's Line around the corner, but not close enough for Sneaky. No chance for him to grab a quick kill. Shaiko still waiting in the bathroom like he did before when we left him off of the camera T-Packs on the outside on the balcony. No kill yet. 1.5 minutes still to go. Drid just underneath them.
One thing I would be afraid of if I'm on BGNish right now is all these holes that I'm opening, will G-Bots actually use these against me? Because I can already imagine the C4 being just prepared to be flung up.
Lion moving around.
Oh boy, he knows it. Drone's going to be coming into the trophy room as well here. Moss and RXWD just making sure nobody's going to try to run through the hallway. But Lion's ready. Lion's just waiting.
It's just a very, very long setup time while they gave away the position that era.
And they didn't. They pretty much used all of their utility.
Oh, enemy detected outside. Is that Lion moving around? Saki. Oh, Sneaky gets Lion. Another one for BGenius with Shaiko getting Barry's 3 kills in a row for BGenius, taking out Vel, Smoke, and Bandit. Polo finally finds Shaiko. That's an important one. Taking out Hibana here, but Hibana used all the Kairos already, so not much damage done to BGenius. Polo still on the hunt. There's RXWD just around the corner. T-Packs waiting as well. Huge setup for BGenius here.
And he's got to be using that same old plant yet again.
Oh, there's Polo coming around the corner. T-Packs finding him. Sneaky getting the last kill onto Sake. An easy, easy round here for BGenius, even with all the time they took for that setup in the bathroom.
Yeah, it actually worked out correctly at the end there. The problem is, they lost Lion. They got a bit too aggressive. And then they lost the smoke immediately. Basically, with the way that the attack was being set up, there was nobody that would come in from the main, basically the living room, if you will, by the fireplace. Nobody's going to be coming in from the main hallway. Nobody's going to be coming in from the outside into the trophy room. So your smoke loses a lot of its viability in this situation. And yes, you can try to block people off, but you're not really doing much if they're not being funneled into certain areas. And this is why we saw so many operators being picked just to open up the floorboards. No buck, which, you know, is a bit odd for this kind of play style. That was picked out at the end. But no matter, still wins. So I guess we can't really say too many bad things about it. That's for sure. But this is very interesting though.
10 seconds remaining.
This is a very nice setup. You have both reinforced walls. They actually have a tiny shield below them, and the mirror wall that's set on crouch level. So they're going to use this to gain info on probably, usually you'd expect the Ashe or a Blackbeard. In this case, we don't have a Blackbeard. Going up top here by the balcony and using this to shoot into where Shaiko is right now in the quote-unquote museum room, basically. So this is very good to counter anybody that wants to take control of the top side to try to drop, which is the reverse of what BGenius basically did last round.
It's trophy room setup for BGenius, currently 2-0 up against G-Bots. They also won map number 1 while being in control, but Shaiko going outside, finding Drid here, making sure that going outside into the cold, cold world was actually worth it.
Yeah, takes down the IQ early on here. This is going to be very good keeping that bandit alive. Now, the IQ can't really spot, because she's dead, obviously.
She can't spot afterwards?
She can't spot anything now through those walls. So all the bandit batteries, all the cameras that was set up by Sneaky, you can't take them out because usually the IQ, first things first, is going to run around the map and just make sure that all the cameras are taken out, reduce the visibility as much as possible, and then we'll try to set up, maybe help out her teammates in the meantime just to get them into a better position. Smoke, though, is going to force a canister to get used on Lion. Not too sure about that. But we still see Shaiko in control of the lower side. Sneaky will get the kill on a Lion, and this will take out the Thermite.
And they only got Ashe and Hibana now to make their way through. Thatcher still available for them. Barry's taking a bit of damage here. full setup on side of B-Genius. Only Shaiko took a lot of damage actually on his small adventurous trip outside of the chalet building. Trying to have a quick look how the snow is, while Shaiko gets another one, even on low HP. Doesn't matter for this man. Finds Barrows, putting his team up by 2, or by 3 now.
And this is problematic because they weren't able to use the Thatcher with the Habana combo onto at least this sidewall, which is not the best thing to try and attack through. But Shaiko being able to rotate all the way around and take control of the basement and then come in just through the staircase is perfect. Now where do you run in? They force the attackers to come in through the middle. Oh, Sake!
Sneaky with the look on the outside, but Sake making sure he's not getting any kill out of that. But Shaiko is still in position. He's still got Polo right in front of him. Is he moving in there? Shaiko coming around the corner, getting another one, but it's Mass picking up that kill. But Shaiko gets the last one. At least that's a 3K for him on this round, and a 3-0 advantage for the team from France.
Absolutely insane game sense, basically, at the start to jump through the window and try to get the kill on the IQ early on. So this played out perfectly in them. Not only are you a man up, but also you gain a lot of information by having the Valcams that really take a lot of effort and time being spent from the attackers to take them out before they can try to go for a setup. So you read your opponents, you know where they're moving around, and then you can reset, you can rotate your players like we saw with the Jaeger with Shaiko. Pretty good so far, 3-0 for B-Genius.
Yeah, it's time for the team from Spain, G-Bots, to finally get a grip on this match and getting back some rounds. Otherwise, this will be very, very hard for them, which would mean they're losing their spot in Pro League.
Yes.
And it will be B-Genius not being casted by me anymore in GoForce because not play them if they go up to Pro League. But that's okay, guys. I don't mind. That's still fine. So, usual setup on the side of G-Bots. We see Ash, Thermite, and Thatcher for B-Genius. Of course, being carried over with a Blackbird. Still not setting all the cameras here.
Yeah, they're going to wait for the
waiting.
last
Yep, there we go.
And I believe the last Black Light is going to be set up around one of the stairs at least, in a bit of a hidey hole, maybe by these greens basically. But this is a bit awkward or a bit odd. The Ash going all the way to tower and with a hollow trying to snipe somebody that comes in. So, I mean, Sneaky is hoping to get a frag off of it, but the entire point is protecting the Habana to come in.
But Mass gets first kill against Dread here. B-Genius once again 4v5. They're doing really, really good. Chalet seems to be their map in total. G-Bots needs to find a way, needs to find a new tactic they can play out against the Frenchmen's. Shaiko on a bit of fire, but Saki on the other side. Well, Polo is still waiting, so should not get too greedy there. Getting rid of some of the pictures. Might not be a big fan of art. There's Polo just waiting for Shaiko. Is he seeing him? He's getting around the corner. That was a really quick turnaround. Gets a kill. T-Pack finds another one. Wow, those reactions.
Yeah, Burrows and Lion still alive, and this is not looking too good. 5 still up for B-Genius, and they can definitely get this into round 4 here. Smoke's going to get popped. Forced up at minute 30. You're basically forcing them to exhaust everything they have.
Lion last man standing here on Smoke. Not much he can do against a full lineup of B-Genius. Sneaky is on top of the stairs, just looks down, gets the last kill. Securing, once again, at least overtime, but let's be honest, it's 4-0.
Yes.
That gives them a lot of match rounds.
Yeah. Lion was not in a position to roar there and take down all of his opponents. And unfortunately for G-Bots, we are on map and match point. So remember, we did have map number 1, Consulate, going the way of B-Genius, or French team. We're very close to having a next edition from France into the Pro League. And all it takes, Rene, is exactly this round.
And they will carry on a lot of momentum from the previous 4 rounds. I mean, that was a clean sweep. They didn't lost a single operator on the last round. This will give them all the confidence needed. The only real risk for them, or the only thing they should be afraid of, will be getting overconfident. And we all know that can happen pretty fast.
Yep.
But BGenius looking strong so far. Kills greatly spread around most of the players. Sneaky trying to reinforce another hatch. Of course he's doing it, and not just trying. I guess he can do it. All the experience needed for that. T-Pex opening another murder hole there.
So basically this is going to be reinforcing one side of the wall here. So T-Pex is just going to reinforce this side, or one of his teammates. He's going to set up one mirror wall on it. The second mirror wall is already being set up, or has been set up, in the cubby hole in the wine room. Mass is going to open up a small side of the wall just so he can try to peek in if somebody tries to run along from the outside and go down the staircase. This allows him to basically go for a quick peek because he'll see the gun actually peeking right at first before the player actually moves in, and he can prepare for that. But Drid's already in control. They went in through the main, and here we go. Polo gets kill number 1. Very nice. Shaiko's been eliminated, so no more bandit to play around with. You might not be seeing somebody basically try to play the flank against G-Bots, and this is perfect here from Drid, actually utilizing that electronic detector just to make sure there are no ADS or anything really being set up from the defense.
And Drid now just waiting there. Saw some shots done by Lion far other side. Onto that same team, but that's RXWD getting Saiki. Barrows following up with a kill against T-Pex. Down to a 4v3 now. BGenius, for the first time, they get pressured a bit. Mass, nearly on half health. RXWD finding another kill. Lion finding Mass, connecting all the shots. This looks good for G-Bots. Finally fighting back. Dritz gets RXWD. Polo following up with another kill. And this is it. Finally, the first round for G-Bots. They waited so long to win this round, and that was exactly the right moment to do so.
Yeah, it all started with Shaiko being taken down, and as soon as Shaiko was eliminated, there weren't any frags that really could be had with the Bandit. Now, when I saw the attack that was happening up first, and the Thatcher being eliminated, I'm like, okay, whoa. They're still 4v4, and the Thatcher is out, and they need to break through reinforced walls, or at least a few reinforced walls. How is this going to work out? But they already had somebody that was taking control of the staircase, prevented the Jaeger to flank them. Of course, the Bandit Shaiko has already been taken out, and the Smoke trying to go for a long-range shotgun shot, and I'm sorry, but this is not, and I'll say this every single time I see somebody trying for shotguns at long distance. This is not Year 1, Season 1, and we're not playing Canal, and you can't just sit behind a window and try to shoot anybody at range with that shotgun. It just does not work anymore. Pull out the SMG-11, use it. That is a perfect range for it. But G-Bots are still in this fight. They need to get 3 more rounds. They'll tie it up and maybe go into overtime. But BGenius are on the attack. We've seen their attacking rounds being fantastic so far.
That's true. Will be very hard for G-Bots to defend another round and get another round on the board, get closer to an overtime, while BGenius still has this round available, next round available, the round after.
It definitely does get exhausting because you have so much pressure every single time.
It's not ending. As long as G-Bot's not up to 4, it's not ending for them. While BGenius, they lose 1 round thinking, okay, we just get a next one. But if they are able to tie this and pull this off to get an overtime, BGenius might fall apart.
That actually might lead to a tilt to go to a at least an overtime, but maybe possible map 3. But we're still far away from that. Maybe our predictions are off. Who knows? They rarely are, aren't they? That's for sure. So Shaiko on the Hibana. As we see here, Sake is in control of the top fireplace here with the Jaeger, and nobody's going to be contesting him from the window balcony. T-Pex is right around within the bathroom of the main bedroom, just running around there with the Blackbeard. Drid is going to get spotted by T-Pex. Nicely done. But does he spot Sake? He knows that any push he tries to go through that stairs, or through those stairs, are going to be very difficult to deal with.
Line just waiting. T-Pex opening with a kill against Drid. That was first kill of this round. Sake waiting just on his next chance. Shaiko gets Barrows. Okay, Barrows taken out. He had his strongest rounds on Doc so far, but Sake, wow, with just moving, gets T-Pex. Shaiko tries for another one. Not getting anything done, but Sneaky with the knife. against Lion, making sure he remembers that kill. Sneaky coming around the corner, finding Polo.
Oh, 3 in a row, are you kidding me? Sneaky gets the triple, wins out the round for B Genius, and all due to Shaiko getting the entry frag and opening up the main entryway to the wine cellar, allowing the Ash to run in, getting the kill on the smoke that was hiding in the cubby, and then 2 after that to clean up the round. So far,
GG.
It is GG.
That's it.
That is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome, B Genius.
Mesdames et messieurs,
Yeah,
B Genius are in, 2-0 win. They're coming into the Pro League, and we're going to have another French team in the Pro League. So, for all the French fans and viewers out there, we might have another team coming in. But before that, let's check out the highlights of this pretty fast map.
That's true. It was pretty much up to Shaiko and, of course, Sneaky. That C4 in conjunction with the Black Eye information. I'm not sure about on the G-Bot side. There was no one being the star player this round. Not really trying to carry his team through. Sneaky had a lot of good moments. T-Bags, he's not the one that took the plant for the first time. It was Shaiko. And I think he did a 3K on that round, yeah.
Yeah, he got kill number 1, then rotated all the way around, and then held these stairs till the end, took down Polo, and then went for the last one.
There was a super fast reaction by G-Bots to get the guy peeking out.
But you're basically expecting somebody to peek you. Nobody from stairs is going to try and peek through the main entryway, but you would expect somebody to try and look at you from that window because it's already been broken up, and he heard it being broken from the inside before the shots were actually fired. But, you know, Shaiko being with, like, basically inside the tree, inside the shrubbery in the building, that was a really fun game of cat and mouse. And I think after that point, we kind of had a bit of a tilt when they finally figured out what was going on. Fortunately, G-Bots will be dropped, and they will go into Challenger League for Season 3.
First match is done and dusted down the river. We're coming up with another match. It will be Vitality from the Pro League against My Revenge from the Challenger League. We had, I am the My Revenge fanboy. That will be totally my time. But before that, we head into a short break, and then we'll be back with even more ESL Rainbow Six Pro League action. welcome back to the ESL Rainbow Six Pro League. It's time for relegation. It's the European region. We just finished our first match. The challenger went through the Pro League. It's B Genius that will be playing in Pro League next season. It is, and we say bye-bye to the team of Gbots. Spain not with us anymore for next season.
Yeah, we don't want to try to say bye-bye in Spanish.
Hablo español muy mal.
No.
Just no. Okay. Just no Spanish. This guy knows all the languages, but then Spanish just
yeah, I only know
italiano.
El Hermano Crocodilo.
Stop that right now,
yes,
because we got another big match coming up. It's My Revenge versus Vitality, and I finally can go 100% My Revenge fanboy mode.
Oh God.
I will just be super hyped.
Thankfully, he doesn't have his jersey with him, so he
I
doesn't have his jersey.
played with them. I played against them. I casted them for all the years. So that will be super cool. I'm just waiting for that one match.
Biased caster, baby rage.
Woo! Who cares?
I can already see it, but
normally I try to be neutral, but that was just
that is for sure. But I want to see what Vitality have to offer, because Vitality, for me, are in this weird spot, because they have all the talent. They have the star players. They have everything that they need. Some of the best players in the French scene. They have the support of one of the biggest organizations in Europe. And even with that, I'm not too sure why they're not able to make it further, like we see with Millennium being able to qualify to Gamescom, or at least try to secure their spot for next season's Pro League. And I'd like to have this question later on actually ask Vitality if there's a real reason for it, or are there different things?
I mean, depth players is huge in France. They have a huge player pool they can pick from.
But I'm really not sure how to explain why every time we see Vitality, we're all hyped up. All the French scene is hyped up because, you know, Vitality is a huge team, huge organization. They're pretty much in every single esport. But in Rainbow Six, they seem to not always be on safe pace. And this is the thing that I believe My Revenge are going to try to play into today. Because they know that Vitality are already on a bit of a shaky ground. So if they, and I have to use the common term for it, can tilt Vitality early on, I think this can very much completely tip the match to My Revenge.
Getting into the head of the opponent is always an important part, but we still talk about Vitality. Yeah, they didn't have a good Pro League season.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about that. But individual skill is there, the right team background is there. We know how important that is, that your organization is
here to support you.
Yeah,
and they do.
It needs to be properly set up. They need to support the team. It needs to be an environment where people can grow and really become better. All of that is there with Vitality.
But I'm not sure what really is holding them back, because I know they have the star players, and I know they have the qualities that should propel them much further on in the Pro League. At least we get to see them today. We'll get to talk to them later on, obviously, in a small interview. Maybe we'll get to see a bit of a glimpse of what happens, you know, backstage at Vitality Rainbow Six. But My Revenge, we haven't really seen a German team in quite a while in the Pro League. I mean, yeah, sure, we have Penta Sports, but Penta Sports...
Yeah, the organization is German, but the rest of the team isn't.
But the mixer, you know, Finnish, Swedish, we used to have French, but we have Spanish, we have Danish, we have one German, KS, of course. We used to be actually a caster with Verdi back in the day, not too long ago. But otherwise, there's not really been much, and it would be huge for the German scene, because there is a pretty big German scene that kind of, like, Germans in most of their esports scenes, they kind of, you know, stay back. They don't really, hey, show their voice or make their voice heard. Whereas the French scene or the Brazilian scene, they will scream out their team. They will support them in everything. But the Germans support them, but in a very shy manner for some reason. But now, I think they have to be proud of their local team, because My Revenge have made it so far, and they're very, very close to crack it into Pro League.
We're conservative in Germany. That's it. No, I get that. I mean, we know that the French scene is huge, especially on Rainbow Six. We always see that in all the chats even. no matter what game you're casting, there's only one French player in there. There's a French crowd cheering him up.
The only difference was when, and I know I mentioned his name quite a few times, but this is like the best example. Siskat, when he was playing for Pentasports before the Invitational, basically in that quote-unquote off-season, everybody kind of forgot that he was French. I don't know why, but the fans that usually would support him were kind of like, where is he from again? He's playing with a, he's playing with a German team. So even though most of the team at that point was German, he was still French. He's from Paris even. So I don't know why. Hopefully we don't see the same thing happening here, but I guess we head into interviews.
It's time for the interviews. It's first up Vitality, so the Pro League team, and that's once again your part, and I will just listen. That's it. There we go.
Best part of the day. All right. Bonsoir, Panix. Hello.
Hello.
I see you here, ready, wearing your T-shirt. I'm pretty sure it's hot outside because it is here a bit at the same time. But how are you tonight, and how ready are you for this matchup?
We're pretty much ready. We had not so much time to work on because we had to change players since we got eliminated from the Pro League. But I can say that in those 2 weeks we worked like way better, in a way better manner that we could do before. In the 6 months, I think that we almost do much more than in the 6 last months with Elender. So now it's pretty good. We're ready. We're not comfortable on every 9 maps, but we're getting there, and we're pretty confident on the map that we have to play at least.
So do you think that this one change that you had in the team is enough to put you back in Pro League? Because for me, we were talking about this right before we started. We're saying that Vitality as an organization and as in teams in general, and especially the Rainbow Six team, has a lot of talent and very starred players within the French scene. But why is it that we haven't seen the team really break through into the top parts of the Pro League just yet?
It's a tough question because if I knew the answer, we would be maybe at the top already. But there's a lot of questions to ask. Like, is it maybe? It's not because LMG didn't perform. It's not about his skill level. I think it's more about basic stuff like communication, basic work that we have to do, how we implement the strategy into the game, and having like something really built up around us. We had a new coach recently added to the roster. It's Kiwi, and he's helping a lot. Plus the addition of Hansen is something that there's another view coming to the roster, and we can take the critique and something different, and we could learn that we have to try another approach to the game, not to the game, but how we work, in fact.
Yeah, how you work as a team. Because, obviously, it's not just about who can frag the most. You have players that have specific roles that fit into a composition with operators, into specific attacks, and all of that. You have to have synergy between all of the players. Of course, sometimes that means having changes within the roster, unfortunately. But before we actually, dial down and start up the matchup, do you have something to say to all the fans out there? Because I know Vitality has an absolutely insanely huge fan base. So what do you want to say?
Yeah, I gotta say that there's a lot of people that follow us even before Vitality, and we have a pretty big French scene. So I'm very proud of them. I want just to say thanks to every fans that believe in us, and we'll do it for you.
Hopefully so. So, merci beaucoup, Panix.
Merci à vous.
Bonne soirée et bon jeu.
Très bonne soirée, bon stream.
All right.
Really appreciate that a pro organization, a pro team says, okay, our problem is we're missing the basics, communication, like understanding of how to implement new strategies. That's just great to hear. Even if it sounds a bit off, like said, oh, they're pro, they should know about that. Sometimes it's what's missing, and then they just go fully over the top.
Sometimes it really just is this small setup. Of course, we're talking about the changes. Now we see Rise, Revan, Panics, Hansen, the biggest change, and of course, Enemy. You might recognize these players, of course, from the Pro League, because they're all pretty much, 4 of them were playing with Vitality in the Pro League. This is why they're here today. Couldn't really perform there, as we're explaining with Panics. There were changes within the team. They brought in a coach. Vitality, fortunately for them, was able to invest in the team. They're like, you know what? We know these players are stars. Let's actually get them the support that they need, the infrastructure with coaching, etc. That, as Panics was explaining, is very good because it gives them that eye on the outside to understand their own things. Because sometimes it's very difficult to basically criticize yourself, have this quote-unquote autocritique, as the French would say, to see, okay, this is my real problem. This is our real problem as a team. We need someone sometimes from the outside to tell us, this is it, and this is the best way to try and fix it.
Like I said, I'll just really think that's a great step for an organization to understand, okay, it might be basics, not going over the top and saying, oh, that's that specific player, or we can't play this and that map. Yeah. We heard that in a lot of esports, that they go for something that's super specific, but never question themselves on the base. Was there anything we could, as a whole, could do better for a championship, especially here in Pro League, because we know Vitality has to face My Revenge in this relegation. If they would have done everything correct, they wouldn't be here, but still they have a chance to stay in Pro League, or it could be My Revenge going through to Pro League, the team that's been very successful in the Challenger Series. And before we dive into pick and bans, we see what My Revenge is bringing to the table today. But speaking about that, it's once again Challenger Pro team. They play. My Revenge plays Go Force. They play Challenger. Yeah. They play a lot of. I just saw them playing a different series as well this week. Do they play way more than the Pro League teams as they concentrate all on Pro League?
I mean, as a Challenger team, you want to keep your options open. Whenever you can scrim some big team, in the EU, it's a bit easier to do that because of how, I don't want to say too close, but like how the skill set is very equal between most of the teams. I mean, a lot of them I had this conversation with Shate actually. They're like, yeah, well, even Challenger League teams, they have actually pretty good aim. They're as good as us when it comes to the aim game. The biggest thing we have that we bring to the table versus them is our teamwork and compositions that rely on comfort picks, but also picks that work well in certain positions that are premeditated, pre-tested by every single team. So, My Revenge, unfortunately, unlike Vitality, they don't have a coach to be able to help them with this. But coming in as the only German team, I'm leaning towards them having gotten help from German players, from the German community around them, because there are some very good German players. There's, for example, with the Penta Academy, or with KS from Penta, you have a couple of pretty good coaches actually around in Germany, like Dakien and Morksas, even though Morksas usually doesn't hear me say good things about him. That's because, you know, it's the nature of esports and we need to BM every now and then. But being able to utilize this ecosystem that works around in the German scene might really help them, because they might be getting information from the other teams that actually did play Vitality for the past couple of seasons, especially this one. So they can try to plan around it, not just maps, but also strategy that Vitality might have. But again, Panics explained, yeah, we brought in a coach. We've been playing with new player for the past 2 weeks. We pretty much completely changed. We're a lot better than we were before. Even in the past 6 months, we've improved more in the past 2 weeks than that.
Can My Revenge hold up to that with their teamwork? But for teamwork, they actually need a team. They need a roster. They need a lineup. That's what I really wanted to go that way. And then I just hear no. Wait.
I know. Wait. Production knows about teams, of course. Very smart.
Okay, then we'll bring up another topic. That's not the problem.
Actually,
okay,
yes.
So
What do you want to talk about?
What I want to talk about is the difference. We were talking about scrimmage matches, scrimming, and all that stuff. Like I said, I saw them playing the Go For final, which is a totally different level to what we see here in Pro League. I mean, you just need to look at the screen. The game is a completely different one. Sometimes it's very slow with those highlight moments where everything can turn around in just like 5 seconds,
so
which is something you normally don't see in Go
push.
For.
Yes.
So do you think it has an impact that they know more play styles than only the Pro League play style? Because Go For teams or Challenger teams are more into, hey, let's try something else. Just try something new, something out of the box.
That is a very good point. Now, the problem was with only being in Pro League and having the downtime between your matches is that you can't really try out too many new strategies, because if you try them more, what are you going to do? You're going to do them in scrims. The only way to really do it is to try and enclose scrims where really nothing, you know, comes out of it. But then you have to really trust your opponents on that. It's not always, you know, a good thing to be able to do. You'll try maybe variants of it, test it out maybe for one round just to be sure. Because, you know, obviously you don't want to reveal a strategy that you're working around. But My Revenge being able to play, or just playing, anybody can pretty much play in the Go For series, but playing in all of these smaller tournaments allows them to, as you're saying, try completely new strategies. Just use whatever they can. Hey, you know what? Want to go too aggressive? Let's do it. Want to be very turtle? Let's try it out.
I tried out to get the roster some seconds ago, but here we go. Finally, the roster for My Revenge before we can head into the second match of this relegation is Rips, Valley, Bolly, Dave, and Corey playing for My Revenge today.
This is a very interesting lineup. Now, Corey and Dave, basically for me, are the players to look for really for My Revenge.
I would actually go for Rips, I have to say.
For
but
Rips,
that's just the matches I saw.
Yeah, in terms of fragging ability, now, there's a duo, there's a Dave-Corey that can play well together, but to allow your fragger, in this case Rips, to run around and get the kills that he wants, you have to have a team that gets him the information about where opponents might be set, where you might have, where the defenses are going to be, where maybe somebody's hiding, like we saw before, with inside of the gardens, inside of the chalet. So you rely a lot on your team, a lot more than we might think. You might be seeing an Ashe running around getting all the kills because, you know, we say, hey, does what Ashe does, but behind all of that, behind the scenes, players are telling one another exactly what's happening. It's like, okay, I spotted one here, spotted one there, I tagged this one, low HP, and then you try to move on to him. You give the information, okay, he hid behind the wall, then you can adjust yourself within that second to maybe try and surprise drop shot him behind the wall. All of that builds into a player that is very hyperactive. He can jump around, he can make those minute adjustments within that second of tolerance, basically.
But does that mean it might be good to go for some specific maps based on what your team is capable of? We know some teams have their favorite maps because the strategies they have are really working well there. But is there anything that every team has to avoid, like one map they have to avoid because it does not fit to their playstyle or does not fit to their lineup?
Most teams, I would say yes. Not all teams are comfortable on playing, at least in EU, on Bank, on Skyscraper. We see that obviously, like, pretty much nobody's going to go for that pick unless they really want to throw a spanner in the works. But then you also have your Coastline that we only see very rarely, 2 or 3 times the entire season. I believe we only saw it like once or twice in the previous one. So not everybody's comfortable with these playstyles because a lot of times the map will force you into specific compositions, and that's not what everybody wants to go for. And there we go. Skyscraper, the first one to be taken out. Clubhouse, Vitality don't want to play the turtle play style.
Consulate, oh, that was our first map. On the previous match, it's also out already.
I'm expecting Oregon and Border being left out at the end.
I mean, going back to Border would be great. There's a lot of action on that map. Yeah, Bank that was my next pick. I would say Cafe might be the next
and
bet.
Coastline for the last. There we go. Coastline removed. I would expect Cafe to be taken out here unless somebody has a strategy cooked up for it, which we still see, actually. Millennium showed us a couple days ago some pretty sick strategies with the Montagne, so I really recommend you go for it. Here we go. Chalet's going to get removed, so we see Oregon, Cafe, and Border. This is pretty much...
which will be map 3. Just look at it, map 3. Which one? Cafe?
Cafe.
I think it's too specific to be let off, so it will be picked.
Yeah, I think Vitality would go for a pick on Cafe.
Yeah.
And then we would see a Border final map, a decider. Unless we're completely wrong, but I hope we're not.
We don't want to be wrong. Sometimes that happens, especially with predictions, but that's the fun about predictions. It would be very boring if we could just say who wins.
Yeah. He would say my revenge, I'd say Vitality, and then we all go home. But that's not fun, is it?
No, we actually would need to go for the same one, otherwise that does not work.
That doesn't, no. No.
Well, there we go, my revenge.
We play tug of war.
On their first map and where they want to start. You said they would probably go for Oregon. There it is.
One. I expect Vitality to go for Cafe, and last one should be Border.
We had Border as deciding map on most of the matches, actually.
Yeah, because
when it was picked, it was always deciding. No, we had it as map 3 in one of the matches this week, but it was because it was deciding map. So, see what Team Vitality is doing. It's Germany versus France here. Pro League versus Challenger, or ex-Pro League, or ex-Challenger. Depends on, there we go, it's Border, and Cafe is the deciding factor, the deciding map. Okay,
wow,
I actually thought really, when they leave Cafe open, they might have something there. And they're like, oh, everyone expects a Cafe ban, let's go for it.
Well, yeah, nowadays not a lot of teams want to, at least that was like after week 2 of Pro League, teams didn't really want to go for Cafe anymore. But this is pretty good. I'm expecting some nice defense plays from Vitality on Border. There's some really good sightlines to play around with. We'll get to those later because I can't wait to get in depth with those. This is one thing I loved. I was actually in the game, a cone of fire. When you're spectating on floor level, that way you can see what they're actually looking like. That way, when I explain, you know, a line of sight, I don't sound like I'm talking nonsense, because it is true. I'm pretty sure of that. So, Oregon.
Hashtag line of sight is true.
Line of sight is true, yes.
I would think so as well. I'm pretty sure that line of sight exists, don't worry. Really. No problem, but it is the second match of tonight. It's the relegation for the European region before there will be Latin America next week. It's the last chance for a team to either get that ticket for Pro League from Challenger or stay in Pro League and finally find a solution for the problems they had in the previous season.
Will it be another French team? 5th team? Oh God. It's going to be the Coupe de France now. It's no longer going to be the EU Pro League.
Just wait for it. Wait. We're not there yet. We still got my revenge. Believe in those guys.
There's the German hope. He's going to be rooting for them.
Because that means I can cast more games in German.
Actually, well, we can definitely do this where it's like split German and French at the same time.
I don't think that will work very well. Just waiting for them to join the lobby, and then we're good to go on match 2. We did predictions already. We won't do that on that match because I know you're all about the storyline of bringing the 5th French team.
Yeah. No.
And of course, Vitality's history. Let's be honest, it's a well-known organization. Losing them in Pro League is something you don't want to experience. But on the other side, opening up Pro League to a new team, to a new country in that case, because we talked about Penta being German organization but not featuring a German lineup, might be good as well for the scene.
Yeah. You want the best team basically to win. There's no way around it. But if it means that we get a German team, then hey, no problem. If we get a French team, 5 French teams, I want to see more French teams in Pro League finals on Season 3 if that's the case. Because if it took 4 teams in Pro League to get finally 1 with Millennium, well deserved, by the way. That was a fantastic matchup if you missed it. We were still talking about the plays that happened in the game like literally 2 hours ago. So I hope Vitality has something similar to bring to the table today. You know, Renshiro inspired us today.
That jump down the window with rotating mid-air, getting the kills, that was 4K. No, he didn't went for 5K because his teammate killed the last one, but 4K, 2 on the roof, dropping out of the window, rotating around, getting another kill while feeding information to his team and getting information fed to himself. That was communication, timing, and aim.
Yeah.
All the way packed into one play.
And of course, that was a tower defense on Oregon, which is our first map. So will there be a tower defense just being thrown into play here? Because
I think we saw it for 3 rounds, actually, on Oregon. No? Wasn't 3 rounds?
No tower defense, no.
I thought they actually played that a bit more often.
No. You'll oftentimes see a player being set in tower, like a Jaeger, for example. It's going to try to go for picks, either when he's overlooking the main entrance or when he's overlooking the bedroom area, because there's always somebody, especially like a Twitch or Havana, would be lurking right outside of the window by the attic. But we saw that tower defense, and the tower defense worked out perfectly for the defenders. Not everyone is comfortable doing that, because there are times where if you peek too much, which is what this relies on, you get insta-tapped. If there's somebody holding from the bedroom area and just watching the windows, they're going to be open instantly, those windows. And you can just shoot anybody that tries to peek through them. So how will it play out? I'm very much not sure. You can definitely have just a surprise pick for a side. But otherwise, we've seen this multiple times. And, you know, we called it on, I believe it was on Tuesday again, where it's like, okay, well, this is what usually happens. Teams are going to go for laundry/basement defense, and you're going to have Mira reinforcing the cubby. You're going to have, well, basically the reinforcement plus the Mira wall. They're not going to reinforce the side walls because that gives them a bit of an advantage with the smoke that's going to be hiding behind the wall to try and maybe spray somebody coming in. Maybe we'll see an echo play, or at times, some players like we saw with Zigueira actually in the matchup within the not the grand final, but the final stage offline at LAN last season, where he has the cojones to run up the stairs even though they're on defense and spray down 3 players that are just unaware, because no one would expect it.
Get ready, get off your seats. It's time for match 2 of the evening. It is My Revenge versus Vitality. My Revenge on attack, bringing Buck, Twitch, Ash, Hibana, and Thermite. Mirror Mute, Jaeger, Smoke, and Bandit picked by Vitality for the first defense on this map. It's Oregon, Laundry, and Supply Room.
Yeah, and this is basically what you're going to be defaulting for. We don't see a pulse. Now, there are some teams that will go the distance and be like, you know what, maybe we don't need a Bandit. Let's just go for a pulse. That way, we can utilize them to basically check if anybody wants to come from behind, through the tower side. All of that can give you a lot of information, especially if you set the pulse around the cubby area here on your right side, where you can spot players that are setting up in the main hallway. But Hansen's going to reinforce the backstage here. And so far, pretty standard. Oh, what? Okay. So they have the Twitch. My Revenge Rips was able to open up both mirror walls, if I'm not mistaken. All right, this is absolutely sick, actually, for My Revenge.
That's a good start into round 1, getting rid of those mirrors right away. And Belly opening up against Panics. So first kill on the side of Revenge. They made a move here, got rid of the Bandit early on. Valley here on Hibana for the window peek.
Now the Ash is...
Oh, dropping down.
This would have been good. Now, the reason why the Ash goes up to the rooftop and then drops down is that you want to try and clean up any roamers that are on the top floor without sending players from your side into the staircase, because that's basically a way to easily get shot. A lot of teams now have been setting 1 or 2 defenders, even going the way of reinforcing the bedroom area, the walls themselves, to try and waste the time of the attackers, which is really not much that they have here to play around with.
Let's see if we get a clean start like we had in the previous match, where Genius was more or less on control of map 2 for sure. Map 1 was okay, but still came out on top. They did pretty good. But might be totally different here. I hope that we're in for a very good match. There's enemy waiting. There's Polly just around the corner.
So much damage, though. The Jaeger is now, enemy is very low on HP. And he's basically stuck in here. Unless he can try to go for a kill or basically open up the doorway and try to jump around from it, Bolly should have a quick and easy kill on him here.
It's the enemy down on health a lot already. Already a good start for him. Of course, sitting on Jaeger there. It's the Roma 14 Vitality. Rice also took some damage on mute.
Oh, C4 is going to get thrown here, and here we go. Nicely done. Right to the face. As now, this is what we're talking about. You have one player that's just going to hold the bedroom area. The Buck tried to run through up there as he took control of the stage area, but he couldn't really do much against it, and you just had the C4 being flung at him, and nicely
Bolly,
done.
Great shot against Rivan here. Looking straight through the
enemy.
room.
Oh, he's ready for him. Here we go. As soon as he got the information, enemy peeks in, gets the kill, and then falls back down. Unfortunately, they lost Hansen, and that is no smoke. They have no Mira, no Bandit, and the
Rips
Jaeger's
with
just
another
taken
one
out.
against enemy. He was pretty low already. Already hard for him. It's only mute on the side of Team Vitality. He falls to Valley, and that's it. Round 1 in the books for the German squad of My Revenge. They made sure to start off good, but that was a close round early on. They went 5-5, 4-4, 3-3, 2-2 more or less, and then off they go. But how strong was that last push? He really went for that one.
Yeah, like what I don't understand is how the Ash was able to run below, peek through the stairs, get the pick on the smoke, and then run back up.
Defenders protect
like,
your
yeah,
bombs
sure,
from being defused
got
by
taken out,
attackers.
but it's a bit of a spot where if you're the smoke, you won't even be in that. You are gonna be way around the cubby.
Oh, they actually only lost 2 players, so they thought there was another trade in there. It wasn't. But yeah, the Ash movement was quick and very reactive. It's like doing one task, just jumping on the next one right
But
off.
this is the thing, usually you want the smoke where Dave is right now, and have him protected by that reinforced wall, or sit on the cubby right below here, supply closet on the right side. Both these areas are perfect spots to be in. Because of the elevation, it's very difficult for anybody to run in to try to get a kill on you, even if they had a Capitao and try to, you know, lob a couple of bolts down on you. We're going to have the Valkyrie being picked up. Vera obviously has reinforced everything and has set up pretty standard so far, but I just go for a hold of the kitchen area. Now Rips is going to be all the way on the other side and just walking through, and we'll take control of the locker area on the ground floor.
Oh, Panic's not at the door. Just making sure everyone knows he's right in front of it. Rise still on the hunt with his drone for some info. Same for Panics. Vitality brings Sledge here into play on their side. Of course, teamed up with Thermite and Ash. Hibana, so enough strength to actually go through anything they throw in front of them.
But this is the thing. No Blackbeard means you won't have a shield to tank a bit of the damage before to try to run in. It relies a lot on the Hibana destroying the hatches without really being taken out and surviving in areas where she can support them from up top.
Hansen with the slash right in front of that wall. He actually got lucky that Corey wasn't reacting a bit quicker. Otherwise, would have done already. Crossfire by second guy. Zooming it up, there's Rivan against Corey. Rivan making a strong statement here. And it's Vitality bringing down My Revenge to 4 guys now. 4 operators in the game. Panic still on the outside. But yeah, Hansen got lucky that Corey could have had the shot because he was going for that. He heard the steps before, wasn't reacting fast enough. Rip still running around with Bandit here. Defensive, he's currently, it seems like My Revenge is missing some intel to really find out what's the strategy, what are they going for. There's the, of course, the drone of Hansen, Sledge player.
So far, it's pretty darn calm. Now, Hibana's going to use up the charge, going to open up the hatch side here. Flashbang is going to get set in just in case there is an ADS to destroy the breaching round. Double flash, of course, to help out, taking out the barbed wire. This is going to allow them to drop in through the hatch, but this all relies on quick action. They have to actually push very quickly and then be able to drop at the same time. And Rise is going to try to protect them from the stage / meeting hall.
And just seems like they need to do a push on 33 seconds on the clock. It's still a lot for Rainbow Six, but it's not like you can just chill and lay back. There is the move. Panics, tries to get a queen look, but does not get that. Dave coming around the corner, same for Bolly. Bolly gets panics, but Hansen answering right away. Double kill for Vitality with the Rise following up. Hansen also finds one. Rips finally answering for My Revenge. He is on the hunt with Bandit.
Yeah, the diffuser is going to be set here, and of course Rips is all alone. He's going to get shot behind the bomb set. Revon.
I mean, I know that Revan is a name out of another story of the game, so it could be Revan. It's a character name like that. So, could be that. Who knows? He might tell us if we ever get him for an interview. Then you two just ask that. Bandit, Smoke, Jaeger, Mute, and Mira on the side of Vitality. Fortunately, I didn't saw the full setup. There was Twitch, Sledge, Ash, Hibana, and Thermite brought in by My Revenge. It seems like both teams now going on to using Sledge over. Oh no, there's an Hibana. I was actually like, oh, did they not use Hibana this time? But they're doing it, of course, with over 90% of the pick rate in Pro League matches. There better be an Hibana with us today. Mira, Mute, Jaeger, Smoke, and Bandit by Team Vitality. If they lose Smoke early, like what we saw on match 1 tonight, this can have a huge impact once again. That's the problem if you rely on operators that can do so much, but are still risky as they might get picked out right away.
Yeah, this is why some teams will gravitate towards an Echo in this situation, or maybe a Pulse. But going for the Mute on its own is just to try and we say this every single time basically, but this is the entire crutch of Mute, is to deny any information from the attackers. So denying the information means that they won't be able to see how your setup is. They won't be able to react to you very quickly because the drone positions are going to be very awkward to play around with here. A Pulse combo would have been fantastic to have with it because that way you can have a lot of info yourself. Drone's going to get set in. Grenade almost taken out. Panics here. Drone's going to get shot down, but unfortunately Panics does not run out to get the kill on Veil. And with being so low, he either needs to go for a quick peek or just fall back because Corey knows exactly what he's doing here.
Still can't decide it's Valley or Veil. To be honest, it's still pulling on the outside. Of course, there was a lot of damage taken by Panics already, while Panics gets Dave. How did he do that? And Panics finally falls to Veil, jumping into the tower. Actually, might have done that a second earlier.
Yeah, a bit too late on it. I'm surprised that he was still able to get the frag off of it here, Panics, but still pretty good. Takes down the Thermite. And they were, obviously this is defense down in the laundry area. So having the Thermite will allow you to take control of tower, if you take control of the stairs leading down, and from there you can use that to open up the sidewalls, but doesn't matter here. Vitality losing up enemy after he gets one
Veil
kill
always
zone.
a step too late to save his teammate.
Unfortunately.
Corey through the hatch into the action. Let's Rise on the other side. Just waiting for him. They lost Bandit, they lost Jaeger on the defensive side. And of course,
now it's all about the Hibana opening up the back walls leading into the laundry area. Corey's going to be protecting him from topside, and Rip is going to be right up below, just waiting for a quick pick or maybe utilizing his last drone. No, it already has been used. Okay, so he's going to rely on Veil to drone in, get the info for him, and Corey to protect his position just so he does not get outflanked. Problem is, 35 seconds, perfect time to pop your smoke, and since everybody's going to be coming in from the same side, that smoke is 10 times as powerful.
Corey also back in the basement. Revan on the other side. Is there any movement at all? They need to move in now.
Oh,
there's a double kill by C4 for Vitality. It's Rice ending the dreams of Rips and Corey here. And then the push through. It's Revan finding Val. Oh yeah, finding Valley. I was like, what happened there? Wow. Once again, it's down to C4.
But that's the thing. They were only 3 players. if they wanted to leave one player above to protect their back or maybe try and control the main hallway, would have taken them too long. Or would have really hampered their push from that backside. You need somebody to drone, somebody to protect your back, somebody to push in, but there's nobody holding the other angle. So all the defenders had to do is focus down, double down on that one spot. And this is what I love to see from the attackers. Vitality are going to bring up the Capitao. They're going to have the bug. So this comboed with the Hibana and the Thatcher is 100%. Like, this is what you should always bring. The Ashe is going to run around to get frags. You're going to have the Thatcher. This is going to be throwing in his EMP to disable the bandit batteries. You're going to have Hibana. This is going to go through the normal checklist of taking down the reinforced hatches. Buck that's going to open up a few of the planks to try and shoot down, or maybe try to find at least a mirror wall from the classroom, because you do have a way to shoot through from there. And then the Capitao that is going to be standing within the classroom and actually zoning away the attackers, or the defenders, excuse me, by using his crossbow bolt and just Cindery, pull them back. No more hiding in the cubby. No more hiding behind the mirror wall. My Revenge is going to be reinforcing the meeting hall, but I think holding that is the most important part of this offense. When you allow this attacking composition to take control of the ground floor, you basically give them about 80% of the work being already done for them.
There we go, Hansen on Buck again. But yeah, we talked about this Capitao pick. Not many holes open this time to change line of sight, so not many opportunities for him to have an approach from the holes of the enemy to just bring in his arrows down onto the ground, down into the rooms they actually need to go to. Supply room, of course, he's been taken by My Revenge for the objective. I'm not quite sure about the Val pick on Vale.
Yeah, especially when you would expect this composition for Vitality, which is very standard, if you will. They have deviated early on within this matchup, but this would be insane actually if Corey would be able to get the kill on Panics. But each one of them is holding the same angle, but from different sides. Yeah. Here we go.
Corey gave away his position there. Of course, Rice, the quick look. If there's anything to grab for him to put some more on his scoreboard. Bell and Rips still on top of the meeting hall.
Capitao just holding up top. Of course, they have opened up the hatch. The Buck is going to just clean up as many of these walls as possible within the classroom. And Hansen is just going to try to come on down. Remember, the Jaeger is still behind him, and the Bandit is closing up very, very close. And you have to be very careful about this big flank from the defenders, because they are holding the kitchen area. If they have... Okay, there we go. He has spotted the weapon in through the tiny cubby.
Yeah, 1 minute still to go, but no kill so far. No one opened the round. There's Hansen now moving, and there was a chance for Corey not getting the shots connected early enough to get in first track here on the map. Hansen now moving alongside, trying to get back some shots. Corey walking around. There's enemy on the other side, but it's Rice ending his life right in his face. Rips following up. Enemy gets Vale, putting this into a 3v4. Fletch still alive. Volley with a lot of shots. Fire rate high. Panics. Finds Rips. Vitality with a slight advantage here. There's still a smoke. Still a mirror on the side of Revenge. And Revan gets bullied. That looks good. That's it. Vitality finding their strength on this map. Really putting up a statement like, okay, even if we take some of our guys, we got this under control, not panicking at all, making sure to get all the kills, winning the round.
What's odd about it is that you have the Bandit and the Jaeger always lurking on the ground floor, but never able to capitalize on this. And there's a certain point when you're like, all right, we need to pull back. But when they pull back, all the hatches were already open, so all that remained was the Hibana to stay by the hatch, look down at the diffuser, and anybody that tries to run anywhere near it gets just shot in the face. And unless you get a lucky angle, basically if you're lying down in the basement and trying to hit somebody from the hatch, it's not going to be easy at all to rely on something like this. And you see, so far, it's all up to Fail and Rips on the My Revenge side. They are on basically down 2 rounds, but Vitality, very good equilibrium all around the team. they're going to be back on the defense. Smoke and the Pulse are going to be picked up as they start the defense in the bedroom.
Yeah, change the lineup a bit with Pulse and Castle as well. They're an enemy. We see the typical Buck, Hibana, Thermite, Ash, Twitch. But this time there's no Black Mirror, nothing for Twitch to do in, regarding the mirrors. Slight advantage still for Team Battalion. It's 3-1. They might run away with it. My Revenge needs to stop them right now in this round.
So Corey's going to be taking control of right at the outside here by the white van. And he's going to be making sure that nobody's lurking within the garage. Fortunately for him, nobody is doing that. But this is a perfect spot from Rise. He can use the basically just the tower windows to peek against anybody that wants to hang on these sidewalls.
Oh, Val with the chance against Rise. Oh, it's just one bullet fired. Oh, he saw him.
He saw him trying to peek from there, but I don't think he'll be able to do it. This is why you don't see the setup already happening. Now, because of the castle pick, they're going to force the Kairos shot to be used, but there's so many windows to basically be used by Vitality to actually go for a quick peek on the Hibana.
But Panix wasn't aware of where the shots came from. That was the problem. There it falls to Valley. He makes it happen.
Gonna know. Now he's going to know exactly where these shots came from, but a bit too late. Now, you wouldn't be expecting a second player set up in tower, but here we go. Exposes himself, can get the kill on the Twitch. He's going to have to fall back. Unfortunately, the Twitch knows what's up. She has protection.
Oh, Rips now on side of Panix, just bolting in. Finally gets the kill for My Revenge. Panix falls to Rips. There's another one. Double kill for him against enemy. Just quickly moving around. There's Hansen just around the corner. Not getting that kill. Not getting any shots connected. It's a 2v4 setup. Rivon falling finally with a kill for Vitality against Folly. And here we go. Glamour positioned for Rips. He knows that there's Hansen somewhere around the corner, but he finds Val with the diffuser. That is a problem for Rips. He has to move. What is he doing?
And he's unsure because he already had 2 players that were taken out coming in from that tower, and they're not sure. Is there one more? Well, Rivon answers in. C4 comes in, takes down Dave. Blows him to smithereens. Remember, the Pulse, the Smoke still alive with his Twitch. Rips trying to move in, but gets taken down. The SMG-11 working wonders here for the French team, leaving Corey all on his own, trying to walk bit by the walk-in into these small dorms.
Corey will just run into the next Vitality player there, but Rivon backed off a bit.
He has info. The Pulse is still alive, can stay in the stairs and get info on him, but he runs right into Hansen. And Hansen will save the round with a quick headshot to clean this one up. Nicely done by Vitality, and now they are up 4-1.
I really thought that moment where Rips was getting in the zone, picking up 2 kills, seeing Hansen, I was like, okay, that's it. That's the one moment as player where you don't think too much about what you're doing. He did the first kill because he was waiting for that.
Yep.
Then was reacting, getting the second, saw the third, and sometimes you know that the third one thinks, oh, he will reposition, he will wait, and you're just in your zone, you're just doing it, just going in there, get the kill. But he was stopping that moment.
He hesitated for just a millisecond. Unfortunately, wasn't able to basically find that headshot. Would have been great to actually take down the Smoke because the Pulse on his own, you can't rely on him. The C4 had already been used, and it basically requires at least 2 to stay alive. The Smoke to maybe try and delay and force them through at least the one hallway that they had, but also having the Pulse by the staircase means that they can't really push him because they don't have the manpower to run around from behind and actually try to take him out. And he could just play for time. Even if you want to go for a bomb plant, or for the diffuser plant, excuse me, then you can definitely just have the Pulse behind with the camera. And as soon as he spots something, he's just going to run up the stairs, get the kill on you, easy peasy.
Vitality defending the proud of all the Pro League teams so far, because we know we lost some of them already. Even in the NA relegation, it's not like we won't see new teams. We will see a lot of new teams.
Yeah, one challenger, one Pro League.
Yeah,
that was NA. Right now, we already have the one challenger that made it through. So far, Vitality are proving that, you know what, we practiced, we made the change with Hansen now in the team, and 4-1 screams, okay, we're ready for this.
That's true. Map 1, let's say it's nearly done. My Revenge would need like a huge push.
Yeah.
But for that, we saw Rips can do this. He can at least do the individual situations he was throwing in. But the rest of the team is not really clicking with him right now. Sometimes it seems like they have good timing. They're just moving in together, get some crossfire done, fine. But most of the time, the kills we saw on the side of My Revenge were individual 1v1 situations. And as soon as they had to move as a team, because time was running out, because they had to make a move, it wasn't happening.
Yeah. They basically predict the strategies. Like if we talk about the previous round, on round number 5, we had 2 players that were set up in tower, and the attackers, aka My Revenge, were setting up. They're like, you know what, we always get shot by somebody from the tower, so let's get the Habana, set her on the opposing end of the kid's bedroom, and let's just stay there on the roof and wait until somebody peeks. So they're ready. They know what to expect. But unfortunately, they can't follow up after that with what you would consider the basics. But at the end, what can you do when you have both a smoke and a pulse at the end with not much time left? You kind of force yourself into this very awkward position, especially when they weren't able to take the last roamer that was around them. But remember, we're going for a rehost right now because we had a drop. So it's no problem. We're going to get them back in, and then we'll play round number 6. See what goes on in that.
Yeah, but this is only map 1, and we learned in so many Rainbow Six moments, that's what the game is known for actually, that, hey, that's one map, fine, we'll go on to another one. Of course, you carry on some momentum of the previous map, but it can be a totally different story as soon as we head to border. All the balconies, all the windows available for that one. Might change the story, might not. We had a clean sweep on the first match. I would love to see a third map, no matter who wins. Third map in a relegation match is always something to talk about. But Vitality looks super strong. They changed the players. They said already they know it's about basic. We brought in a new coach. We try to work at it. Seems like it's paying off so far.
Yeah, and for me personally, as someone that really gets to cast Challenger League every week, I want to be proud of another Challenger League team trying to make it into Pro League. My Revenge are definitely trying. They're definitely pretty darn good. But as we say, or as we said, it's small, not real mistakes, but Vitality seem to be one step ahead of them every single time. They realize that they have a HVT operator on their side. Okay, we need this one to stay alive to get this round in the bag. We all decide, let's pull back. No point in us getting too aggressive, getting too cocky, and getting ourselves killed, basically, in the dorm room. Let's fall back. Let's wait for them to come in, because they don't have any more time. And you might say, yeah, okay, that's easy to understand. That's 101. Of course you don't want to do that, but not everybody in these last moments can think straight and rely a lot on their in-game leader. And sometimes if communication is not set on point, then we'll see this push just completely fall apart, which is exactly what we had with My Revenge, even though they started off pretty well.
We're traveling back to Oregon after that rehost. He rehost. Well, he's totally losing it there. It's the main dorms and kids dorms. For this part of the defensive, it's My Revenge on the defensive side. Pulse, Smoke, Jaeger, Bandit, and Val. Of course, on the side of the attackers, that is Vitality, the team from France, the Pro League team, Hibana, Sledge, Blackbeard finally being picked on this map, Thatcher, and Ash.
I was waiting for Panics to pull up the Blackbeard. This probably means that we'll have the Blackbeard and the Sledge playing around the, this is a bedroom defense. We're probably going to have them basically hanging over the side to try and enter onto B, or maybe the Blackbeard that is set up along the western rooftop, where you can just look through the main bedroom window and try to maybe clean up one of the defenders, at least opening up the window before jumping up on the rooftop and sliding, rappelling on the side of the wall. But this is interesting. My Revenge just completely switched it up. Most of the players are set up on the ground floor area. And that's not really something you'd always be expecting in this side. Now Vitality as well are setting up and try to push through tower first. So they're going to rely a lot on being able to clean up any roamers behind them, but also being able to open up the hatch leading into the...
In the... Yep.
The attic, there you go. I don't know why you would call it an attic, to be honest, but yes, within the attic, where Rips is. That was a pretty blank moment. And here we go. Thatcher is going to throw in the EMP, but Rips wants to make sure that nobody's trying to flank him from the outside, because you can definitely see somebody either rappelling up to the side of the building or using the window to actually just crack it open and try to peek through the small, tiny holes and look into the attic and make sure that there's nobody in there, because you always see the bandit jumping up and trying to get a frag off of it.
Enemy versus Rips now. Let's move around that corner. Val on the other side as well. Nothing happened so far. 1 minute 20 still on the clock. And My Revenge on the defensive side. Currently they're trailing by 3. So it's a long, long way for them to get back into this game. Panics decided to turn the world around. Rips finally gets enemy there. On the other side, that's what we saw a bit earlier. There's Rivan versus Rips. Rips on the way. Move forward, but it's Rivan just with the straight headshot answering, mate, you can't pass for it. You shall not pass. Done.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's very risky to try and peek through if you're the bandit, but if you're able to get the frag, just back off. Don't get too greedy. Don't try to go for the second one.
Oh, Bolly just waiting right next to the window. As soon as Panix makes a move,
he can use this smoke to his advantage, actually, if he wants to try and jump up, but trying to find at least the ankle, actually, in this case.
Oh, there was a bit of his knee visible.
Oh, God.
Oh, he saw it, yeah. Pretty sure about that. It was a weapon change as well. There's Corey moving on the outside, trying to get a quick look through the window. Does it? Panix falls to Corey.
Quick spray, Vale's gonna get dropped, but Rise is gonna get really tagged down on HP here. 3 more alive. The smoke, obviously, Bolly is down, but they still have the pulse alive. And Corey just rotated in to try and help. C4 comes in from Dave as he takes down his own teammate. But Rise will get the kill. Not enough time. The C4 flying right in. Yeah, you team kill, but you know what? Totally worth it. They defend the round, and we still have My Revenge still in this game. And it is so far 4-2, if I am not mistaken.
No, that 4-2 is correct, but that C4, I mean, yeah, you died. Probably not happy about that, but who cares about stats on leaderboard? That was an important route win for My Revenge. Otherwise, map 1 will be in the books.
Yeah, it all hinged on the pulse. You have to have him in a safe location. That's exactly where he was. He was in the bathroom area. He's waiting until somebody comes in for the plant. It's like, you know what? I have the info. You rush in from top if I miss. And if I don't, well, hey, GG, we win the round. And basically came down to a last-minute push. The peak from the Jaeger, though, that was the winning play for me. Yeah, the Pulse played what the Pulse should be doing, but the Jaeger was able to open the window and jump out very fast, to the point where Vitality weren't able to really react to him. And they took so much, they lost one player, and then they took a lot of damage before they took him out. By the time they jumped in, they were already so tagged that even if the C4 was not on them, they've already tagged them or taken them out.
That's true, so there's another round because My Revenge is still alive. The dream of map 1 also still alive here against Vitality. My Revenge on attack. The French Vitality on defense. Thermite being brought back in. Twitch there for Rips. He was playing that earlier on this map already, and we finally get Emira back into the game on the side of Vitality there. Stave using the same window as Panic just opened up. Body backed off already. So once again, the tower here. Dave sees him. And Corey also watching in there. Okay, he tries from underneath to get some shots done.
Fail has to be very, very ready.
Oh, there it goes. Corey gets some damage done onto Panix here, but Panix still alive. Barely, but alive. Dave getting rid of the window, just running through, but falls to Panix. What was that? He had him under control. He was in front of that window. He was controlling movement. but Panic's still the guy making the kill happen.
Being able to predict where your enemy is going to be and just correct your aim at that point to get the kill, and here we go. The Twitch drone comes in and gets the kill with it. Are you kidding me? But at least Panix was able to get the kill on the Thermite. A humiliating refrag there, but you know what? They only lose the Bandit, and his entire job is to delay them, and he delayed them so much, forces them to use the Twitch drone, and they lose the Thermite, so they won't be able to open up really the back walls if they're forced to go for that strategy.
Rips now on the tower stairs. He tries to move in, sets up his Claymore before moving any further. Of course, you want to secure your back. Val, on the other hand, where is the defensive setup of Team Vitality? It's a 4v4 of teams lost one operator so far. Thermite is out of this game, as well as Bandit. Of course, we saw that the Twitch drone was able to finish him up because Rips was under the impression I don't need to go in there myself. That's such an easy job. My drone can do that. Bell, Bolly, all of them teamed up now, gathered, stacked more or less here in the meeting hall. I'm pretty sure that Team Vitality knows already where they are, where they want to launch their attack. And we saw that it's 24 seconds. There's the smoke, of course, tries to delay them even further. And with all of them being in the meeting room, it's even harder. There's Hansen coming around the corner, but he falls to Bolly. Wow, Riven finds Bolly right after. There's a full trade going on. Rips finally getting the round done. Still keeping it alive for My Revenge. That was reaction. Look at this, coming around from the back. His whole team went for that. He realized there's the smoke, can't do much. Hey, we need to wait that time anyway. I can also move around.
Yeah, the problem is the smoke had already popped his canister, but he pulled out the shotgun, and he tried to take down, I believe it was the Habana that jumped down on him, but he was already pre-aiming, so aiming down sights and ready for it. Problem is, if you're in this kind of spot, aiming down sights means that you won't be able to correct your angle very quickly, and whilst jumping down, you could still wiggle a bit, move whilst you're in the air, and sit yourself in a better spot to start up the engagement. Lost the smoke, but then you still had the final defender that basically just ran from the classroom area all the way down the stairs and had perfect line of sight. I was able to take down basically My Revenge, working perfectly.
That comeback is huge. If they take map 1 in relegation like this,
I think that'll tilt Vitality beyond reason, and that might basically be the nail in the coffin there.
That could be the case, actually. Might be decided soon. Team Vitality has another chance to finish that map with a round win right now, right here on the attacking side. My Revenge is able to get up to 4-4. It's an overtime, of course, until 6. But they weren't expecting that. It was 4-1 rehost. They were definitely not expecting that.
Yeah, it basically used... My Revenge basically able to use that time, even though it was a drop from Vitality, to look back at the mistakes that they did and realize, okay, we can fix it in XYZ way. We want to use our roamers a lot more effectively. So let's do it. Worked out perfectly for them. And now they're close to tying things up. But this time we're going to see a bunker push, which is we haven't really seen, at least this week. But this is why you bring the Thermite, because you want to open up the side. Rise, though, gets the kill on to Corey, so eliminates the Jaeger. This one at least taken out, but you still have to break through the defense. The problem is, you don't want to be pushing in through one area. You want to take control of the stairs, the tower stairs leading down into the basement. You want to take control of the bunker. Maybe at least have one player in the hallway. You have the man advantage. Use it for yourself.
Speaking about using something for yourself, it's 1:30 on the clock. Still a lot of time here for My Revenge. Not really. Last rounds they waited for ages, but this time they're in defensive side, so it's in the hands of Team Vitality when they want to make a move or not. We'll see if it turns out the same as the other way around, where My Revenge was defending. Changing diffuser now. Who has it? Okay, it's now on Sledge. It's Hansen. Enemy looking for a spot, looking for a kill, but there's nothing going on. Rips on the outside through the wall!
What?
Wall bang onto Rips, headshot, done.
Oh, are you kidding me? How did he... What? All right. Straight up headshot. Takes out the Bandit. And now the Jaeger's been... Both the Jaeger and Bandit has been taken down. The Val is already taken down. Veil the Val, as they say. It's already been taken down to 70% HP. Now 5 players up for Team Vitality. They're gearing up perfectly for here. But Veil gets one. Taken down Revon with a straight up C4. And no more Thatcher to play around with here. They have 30 seconds remaining. The smoke is still up. He hasn't used all of his charges just yet. They need to get to this push. Running up right now. Hunson has control of the top hatch in the main hallway. Bit of damage done onto Panics.
Dave with another kill against
boy.
Hansen. That's an important one. Moving in now. Bell just waiting, taking too much damage. But Bolly gets a kill against enemy. Bell down. Shotgun action of Davey. Taking the round for My Revenge. Bringing us up to... Wow. Up to overtime. 4-1. And this is a 4-4 now.
I actually, like, you know, you see us here, we're like leaning like this to actually see exactly what's going on because we can't actually believe that this came back.
I was happy for Vitality to
4-1
show a strong performance. 4-1 was great, especially after a season where you struggle. It's great to see that changes work for you. And then My Revenge is just like, oh, someone said come back? Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, this is 4-1. Unfortunately, we had a drop on Vitality. Then we had to rehost. Came in. My Revenge wins 3 rounds in a row. Ties it 4-4. Again, we did have a quick drop in the meantime, but we'll get back in and we'll continue with the overtime because we didn't really expect the match to be this close. And you know what? At some point, both of us were thinking, yeah, you know what? This is...
Map 1, okay, next
over.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when they were, 5v3. They're getting ready to just clean up the route, and then, you know what? Mira plus the smoke combo destroyed everyone on site. That's basically your biggest advantage when you're defending on Laudry. And now they tie it up 4-4 and take it to overtime. Now, under pressure, how will My Revenge function? That I'm still not 100% sure of.
Yeah, but they had the pressure now on them for 3 rounds already.
Yeah.
Of course, that does not mean that they can withstand it forever.
Yeah.
No team can do that. But they're looking pretty confident, especially in that last push. Let's be honest, that was chaotic. And still, they were calm, had everything under control, especially Rips on the previous rounds showed that he can stand up for his team.
Yeah.
With Vitality now knowing, okay, this is overtime, that's fine. But hey, guys, this was the map where we went 4-1. So take a breath, take a deep, deep breath, get back into the game, do exactly what you did on the previous rounds, and we got this. That might could help them.
I really hope that they actually utilize this time as time to think about the do's and don'ts that they need to go through. I mean, I didn't expect it to get to this point. Not at all.
If they carry on like this,
we're still on map 1. Keep that in mind. We haven't even finished the first map, and we had 4-1 to 4-4 into overtime. Now, last time this happened, it was actually 2 or 3 weeks ago, I believe. I believe it was 3 weeks ago. It was Penta versus Playing Ducks, and Playing Ducks had a perfect start. 4-1, and then Penta come back, tie it, go into overtime. Win. That's basically, the 3 rounds that you need to tie, and then the 2 to win 5 rounds in a row. Math on stream, as we were saying. 5 rounds in a row, kicking it into overtime to get a victory. This is a possible scenario if My Revenge are able to keep the momentum running into overtime, which is not easy at all.
But if both teams keep playing like that, and you said that already, it's map 1. Is map 2 coming up? My voice probably died until map 3.
Yeah, if we get a map 3, that would be absolutely fantastic. I mean, map 3 would be Cafe Dostoevsky. So we saw Cafe a couple of days ago with different strategy. We saw the Millennium strategy. I saw somebody posted a video actually on Twitter, I believe it was yesterday. Not 12 hours after the strategy was played, which is basically having the diffuser planted. It was basically a bar defense, and Millennium were attacking. They set the diffuser on one of the tables, that is overlooked directly by a glass, and then you just have one spraying down through it. So
it's
maybe
time
we'll have
for
something
overtime, which means another 2 rounds if that is a straight win for one of the teams. So better get ready, better get hyped for this moment on map 1. Of course, there's another map following, so you don't be sad at all, because there's still more gameplay to follow. But it's My Revenge on defensive side. Bandit, Jaeger, Val, Pulse, and Smoke. And Team Vitality is bringing Thatcher, Thermite, Ash, Sledge, and Capital again into the mix.
The thing that surprises me the most, though, about this pick is that there's no Hibana, but still it's very understandable that, yeah, you're going to be attacking the bedroom area. Do you really need the Hibana? You can, you know, if you gain control of the top side, then you can use the Thermite to basically open up the sidewalls that lead into the bedroom, are overlooked basically by the back staircase. Overall, the one thing that really does surprise me from Vitality is the fact that there is no Blackbeard to play around with, but they're going to rely probably on Panics here, gaining control of the rooftops and making sure that nobody goes for a quick flank from either the tower or basically try to jump around from the kitchen area, which, I mean, we've seen so many times where some players that are so aggressive can abuse it. Now, this is perfect from Hansen, though. Gets up, runs up real quickly into the staircase.
Oh, was spotted by the camera for sure.
Opens up the walls. It's no problem. He wants them to stay on their toes, but they need to take down that bandit to actually allow everybody to just collapse on the side of the enemy.
Oh, there, Dave, opening up the round with a kill against Revan. Small advantage now on the side of My Revenge. That's the defensive side. Dave spots Rice up there. His enemy with him as well, so he knows there's something going on. Up, Rice followed by Hans. That was the hole he created. Better line of sight on that corridor. Rips just around the corner. Rips is ready to peek, but Hans just moves around early enough.
Dave giving the info here. Rips is going to be able to use the information coming in from his pulse. Dave to basically know what's going around, gets the kill on the Sledge. Now it starts to get a bit more complex for Vitality, being 2 players down. Dave is still alive. He's going to be looking through that heart rate monitor to make sure that they know the positioning. Oh, here we go.
Corey finally fells an enemy. Vitality gets their first frag in this overtime here. Flashbang going out by Rice. They need to make a move. It's 1 minute in. Not 1 minute still to go, but they only have 3 people left. It's Capital, Ash, and Thermite. Panics on Capital, now onto Val. No chance for him. Val waiting just around the corner. Enemy, he is the one for his kill in overtime for Vitality. But it seems like they go for a new strategy. They just ripped off what they had before. Didn't work. Lost 2 people. But there is a chance for Panics. Might was able to spot something through that hole in the wall. But
he hears all that's happening here. Rips just knows who's going to be moving around by the staircase.
Is working.
Yeah, there's 20 seconds remaining. They need to push right here, right now. You already hear the Capital bolts being used in the back, but Dave finally uses the C4 that he's been charging up for so long. Gets 1 kill. The Ash is going to get shot down, and Rips runs in for the final kill. Rips staying alive. He got pushed out. He got pushed basically out of his tower, pushed into the attic, and from the attic he realized, you know what, I can't do anything. Let me drop by the hatch and stick around that meeting hall area, and then using my pulse, Dave, he can give me information around the bathroom area on the ground floor, and from there I can get frag after frag, and that's what happened.
Since the start of the map, it's the first time that My Revenge is leading against Team Vitality here, and it might be the most important moment.
Yeah, this is the round where My Revenge can just take map 1, which would be absolutely insane, you know, looking at how good Vitality have been so far. But this is Vitality's defense. They're going to go for a mute. They're going to go for a smoke. The bandit's going to be charging up the walls. They're going to have the mirror that's going to set up her reinforced walls as well with the walls, with the mirrors. But there's a twitch, and we saw round number 1, Rips was able to use his twitch drone, even still in the setup timer, to take down both of those mirrors.
10 seconds to go.
we'll see how the second overtime round will play out. There's Rips on his way with the drone. We saw some good plays. He even got a kill on that drone already. Yeah. Drone should become MVP maybe.
This is what I love. This is why I love Twitch. I love Twitch because of how good she is in terms of fragging as well. The FAMAS, fairly controllable for what it is, but you can also use either the shock drone, you ruin Mira, you ruin a lot of these.
Taken out too soon.
Unfortunately, too soon. Rest in peace, shock drone, 2017, 2017. You either have the breaching charges that you can basically open up.
Oh, look at Corey trying to get some damage done onto Panics. He was expecting him there, but nothing happened. No damage taken by Panics. Let's bend it up on top. Corey, of course, with Blackbeard underway now, so he got the shield right in front of him. Wally waiting on the other side. But if Corey now turns his back to Panics, there might be a chance for Panics way to... There he goes. Corey gets Panics. At least took him onto the floor. Still alive.
They're not sure. They're not sure on the drone just yet. You're going to see the second drone being sent in. Maybe he can get just a bit of information if he opens up the top side of the window itself and fail. See, you know, they're not really ready, but what was?
Panics just decided to jump.
He jumped. And here we go. Rest in peace, Panics. He panicked so hard, he actually jumped and killed himself.
Yep, went south, just like the previous rounds of Team Vitality. With the comeback of My Revenge, and there's Corey getting a kill onto Rise. Is this happening? Of the biggest comebacks so far here in the Relegations. Totally taking the whole floor apart together with that hatch. Not doing halfway stuff, just going for the full floor. I mean, need some renovation anyway, that building, especially when they're done, so...
Why not blow it up?
Yeah, that's it. I wish I had those guys when I was moving. They take things apart so fast.
I'd love to have a sledge, that's for sure.
Volley on the way, all the way through the wires here. Being heavy on wire, like you would say in German. Of course, it doesn't make sense in English, but still no kill for him. There's Rivan on the other side, but nothing happening. Is someone moving on top of them?
Here we go,
their Bolly just runs through to enemy. Not really sure, but enemy, Bolly just turning around, making sure that there is the kill for My Revenge. Wow, 2v5.
An enemy is not happy at all in this situation.
How can you be happy about that one?
5 players still up for the My Revenge crew here. And the smoke is finally gonna be used. It's very good timing. I mean, Vitality can definitely delay this, but Bully jumping in. Revan has to deal with him. Here we go.
There's a run,
gets
just
the
right
kill.
The corner.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have much ammo or HP left. C4 might just get primed here, but Rips is able to rip Revan's head off. Hunson with one headshot direct onto Rips. 3 more alive and low on HP. Tries to spray through the smoke, has no more information to play off of. Goes in,
Corey turns around. Comeback is done.
Oh my god, he breaks the shield, but the Blackbeard was barely any HP here. Stays alive, and ladies and gentlemen, Der Deutsche Crew keep alive, and they put map number 1.
I won't say that's
board.
Die Deutsche Crew, but it's fine.
Oh my god.
Crew is not even German words, so I don't really care about that. And I mix up so many English words, so don't worry about that. But hey.
He's very fun at parties, let me tell you that.
That comeback. Wow. When we were talking about mind games and how teams react to that, that totally blew off their head on Vitality.
Yeah, Vitality. Now this is the thing. They go into map number 2 after exactly these kinds of plays. How can you deal with this?
I actually thought Rips will end the round, but then he falls to Hansen. It's a bit unfortunate for him. There we go. That was Dave. Yeah, that was Panic's just being super strong. Dave was strafing. There was no chance for him.
There we go. Playing around with the Twitch drone. Finally gets the last one. And takes down the ADS to try and come inside.
That brave little drone.
Oh, this. Oh my god. Enemy sprayed through the wall and actually got one player in the back in the kitchen area. This, one of the final round, basically, when he took down the first bandit, killed himself at the end. Corey came in, got the kill up top. We saw enemy try to go in for the 1v1, but unfortunately, it was the drop.
Enemy was so sure this is his kill because he put so much damage already on Bolly. And he was like, oh, I just follow up because even if he turns around, can't be too hard.
No.
But he just ran right into the rifle of Bolly,
but
finished him off.
The thing is, he ran in but instead of, you know, holding down control to try and crouch a bit, he was perfectly at head level, and Bolly had already basically put his aim back in.
If enemy had
reacted
reacted a bit faster, so that Bolly wasn't turned around already, might be a different ending. But still, it's my revenge at the end with winning how many rounds in a row? We had 4-1. We ended with 6-4. That makes it.
What did I say?
5 rounds.
What did I say? I said Penta came back versus Pedux in exactly the same way. You know what? My revenge got inspired by their fellow German organization and came back against Vitality and now pick up map number 1. So I personally can't wait for Border, because if we've seen so many good plays, especially around the Blackbeard, even though he wasn't played all the time, but also when you have the smoke, the Ashe being able to run around, we always talk about the Ashe, when she's allowed to just take control of the map. I can't wait to see what Border has to offer, because there, it's easier to shut down this kind of very aggressive play. So maybe on there, if Vitality set up, say it's an armored defense, and they can set up by Fountain with a line of sight from CCTV, that allows them to just basically take control of basically half the map with 2 mirror walls and just 1 person, and nobody can run in through that.
It's Border just loading up, and I have to say, I actually quickly change the sides because I want Vitality to win this one, to go into a map 3. With that setup they just showed on map 1.
At this point, what are you, originally you're from Croatia and German? I think you're Italian as well. You have some Italian in your blood if you're switching sides that
I'm sorry, I just want to see the best matchup for real. Like, and
I know, I get
about
it.
esports, I don't really care about who's winning as long as the match is good. And this seems to be a great matchup, so I just want to see more gameplay. And I don't care who wins in the end. I just want to see gameplay. And there we go. It's Border map 2. My Revenge on attack. They're bringing Ashe, Thermite, Hibana, Buck, and Twitch. Our team Vitality is defending with Pulse, Smoke, Jaeger, Mira, and Bandit. Are you ready for that one?
I want to see where they actually reinforce with that Mira, because you already see Revan moving in. He's going to reinforce the Fountain area, but will he go for both? Usually you would go for both of them, but no. Okay. This is a different angle. So we have one mirror wall that's going to be set up within the desk area, but this is where they set. Usually they set up on that left side, not on the right side, and I would like to know exactly why, because this gives you. This doesn't give you the same line of sight area where you can spot anybody coming in from the outside door by the balcony, and I'm skeptical that'll be better than a directly Fountain facing reinforced wall with a mirror.
Let's see, round started. Of course, it's underway already. Ribs up to the balcony. Oh, got a quick look at Rice. Was an early one. Didn't expect him to move just in there. Enemy first frag for him against Bell. My revenge down by 1 already early on map 2. Saw some good Border gameplay throughout the week. Now I'm really looking forward to this. Will Vitality be able to create that gap once again they had, but take the map this time? Or will it be My Revenge just surfing on the motivation, on the momentum that we're building up in the last 5 rounds they won on Oregon, and bring home map 2?
But taking down that Hibana is extremely important, because now you can't really deal with the reinforced wall in the back. Now, either way, they don't even have a Thatcher to deal with the Bandit. Basically, the batteries are going to be set up on every single wall. So right now, that Thermite is as good as useless, really, in most situations, like situations where we actually would be able to push on the site. But this is very odd setup from Vitality. They have Smoke, Jaeger, Pulse that are below. And I'm not sure why you would keep the smoke up there. Okay, there we go. Hunson's going to go back. Oh, almost missing him here. Bolly could have easily gotten the shot on the smoke, but just a second too early. Grenade's going to get shot in the back. basically Corey here is gonna make sure that nobody's trying to peek him through the side.
Oh, there's enemy coming around the corner. Finally, hearing Corey trying to get rid of that wire.
And now I understand why they didn't reinforce the normal wall, which is in front of the fountain, because they want to use this as a peek hole to shoot through. Dave's going to be able to get one kill on a Hansen. Bully's not sure of where the rest of the players are. Spots enemy, but unfortunately, here we go. Finally drops him to the ground, able to double tap with his 5.7.
Yeah, Rips following up right after another kill for My Revenge. There, Dave takes a lot of damage by Revan just being on his back. He didn't even notice. Below 50% health is Revan. Hitting Rips as well. Corey on his right. There's everyone from My Revenge going for Revan, taking him down. This is a 4v1 now. Bull's the only one left. Fuser being placed. Bull's on the way.
Unfortunately, so much damage has already been done to My Revenge. You would expect, you know, Vitality to be able to rush one of the players and take him out, but My Revenge, every single time they get set in this sort of difficult spot where everybody's tagged pretty low, they're very smart in reacting and just pulling back. You know what? You're low HP, pull back, at least do the job, and then just set up for a defense. There's no need to be too aggressive. You know, we still have, like, you know, 2 players to clean up at the end, and then finally they only had the Pulse to deal with. But the Pulse wasn't able to use the C4 in a correct position, wasn't able to deny the bomb plant, and even then, he still needs someone to help him out on the final frag, unless he's set in a position on the ground floor where he's actually able to shoot through the rooftop and get the kill on them. It's such a difficult spot to be.
It's very sad for Vitality because they did so much damage to My Revenge, but every single time it was that one click that was missing, because it could have been their round. They damaged everyone. It was just that one click at the end missing to get the kills done, to make sure that Vitality takes the first round. But now it went in the favor of My Revenge. They are now defending here on border, bringing Val as well. And Hibana on the side of Team Vitality, together with Sledge and Ash and Thermite. So enough to go through any reinforced walls. Yeah. With a bit of help by Thatcher.
This is very risky from Val, but fortunately nobody really was able to do much about him coming outside before he set up his Black Mirror. But so far so good. It's going to be very difficult for them to take that one out. It's, again, very risky to go for it. It's a bit of an ordinary reinforced wall. This gives them a close-up shot, basically. You can shoot through the open side, and nobody can really deal with you from the outside as they're walking in. So Panix is gonna. Oh boy, did Corey not see the drone? No. Okay, he's behind.
Yeah, behind the server.
He's set behind the server room, or behind the server in the server room.
But so he could see Panix as soon as he makes a move. Actually, Corey might got a clean look at that one. Still not saw the drone right on the move as well. Where's the My Revenge defense waiting for them? Password right now for Vitality. So far so good, no kills.
Thermite's gonna get set up here to try and enter into the armor area. Of course the MP's already been thrown in, but Dave's in a pretty good spot. He has already reinforced his side of the wall with the mirror wall, but obviously the side is open. Dave can spray through and try to hit anybody that walks a bit too close forward and take him out. You see, Vitality, full control of CCTV, but they're unable to move beyond this one spot. So they're gonna all come charging in, and this is not the best spot to be in. Here we go, Hibana charge in, C4 comes up, but won't be able to do much damage against the opponents as the attackers have already opened up.
It was a bit unfortunate timing, was a bit off for that C4. More or less wasted it in that situation. We're still waiting. No move by Team Vitality so far. They got another 56 seconds on the clock. That should be enough for them. Hansen, he went through with that grenade. Yeah, he did.
And that's a very...
Another one for... Oh, they downed one. with that grenade.
He wasn't able to get the kill on him, but the smoke shot was actually very off here. Hansen, there we go. Finally, Bully is going to be able to turn around, get one more. At least the Thermite's been taken out, but it's not the worst of losses. Rise, though, runs on in with the R4C. The Ash trying to do the damage, panics. Already ready for him here, but Corey will refrag. They still haven't come on in. The Ben is the last man alive. He gets the Ash. The Sledge is super low on HP here. Basically, one tap to take him out. And Hansen is going to at least be able to get the diffuser. This is absolutely insane.
With so many deaths behind for Vitality.
Now no HP.
It's Rips versus Hansen, who got literally nothing on the board anymore.
And Revan has the crossfire. Here we go. Hansen is ready. And My Revenge will drop and tie it up here. It's Vitality 1-1.
Yeah, oh boy, we're in for a great match here.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more of Border because this is, as Jonas would say, heavy counter-strat incoming. Because this is very much the case.
Block now being picked by Corey. Okay. Some more force there. Twitch for Rips. Once again, worked pretty well for him on the previous map. Pulled Smoke, Jaeger, Mirror, and Bandit on the side of Vitality. It's 1-1. He tied up the series once again. But hey, map 1 was taken by My Revenge. Vitality wants revenge right now. In every way. Even if you love that. Sorry, I didn't have another word
it's pretty good.
for that laid out. I'm sorry.
Should change the name to Our Revenge. Haha.
No, not really. But see, look at this. Rips 2-1, but Corey 3-1. Way better than that. They spread all the kills, besides Revan, who took a single one so far on Mirror.
Yeah,
one death, no kills.
Obviously, kills are not everything, but if you're down and down by quite a bit or relying on one player, then your opponents are going to start to pick up on it, and they might just try to focus what that one top fragger is usually playing as. Just try to predict what he usually is trying to do. Then if they shut him down, well, the rest of the team hasn't been fragging anyway, and they're not really in that mood, in the warmed up state that you require to get kills off. Again, not, you don't want everybody to, to go for as many kills as possible, but hey, the more kills you have, the better it definitely is.
That's true. Of course, it might take a while for the teams to adjust to a new map and change over from Oregon to Border here. It's attacking for My Revenge. What will happen? It's a 1-1 so far. Both teams took one round. Only one team took one map so far. Rise early kill against Rips. Straight to the hat here. Slight advantage for Team Vitality. Will they take another round? Are they getting relaxed after what happened to them on Oregon?
This is a very risky opening from Corey. This actually opens up a very difficult angle to deal with if you're on the attack here, because Corey can get shot now from the hatch and from two spots that he already opened himself, and he doesn't really have the support or the information to try and play off of skeleton key openings.
Oh,
but he's gonna get launched in.
So
Unfortunately, he's gonna miss with that. But Ash is still in control of tellers. Dave's trying to set up a camera with the drone in a good spot to basically watch the hatch from it. Otherwise, both teams are trying to find a pick here. Panic's finally going to get spotted. Here we go. Corey almost getting dropped here, but we'll get one. Vale will refrag on the Havana. Take down Rise. Opened up the beginning on the Jaeger. So Pulse and the Jaeger now getting taken down, relying on the smoke now, Team Vitality.
Good start here for My Revenge, taking out the Jaeger, and Pulse, of course, still having 4 operators on their side and another minute to defend. Team Vitality had a strong push on the last one. Might be able to pull this off. Bit of action there. Drone been taken down. Hibana's still alive. That's important for the attackers. Revan just waiting, still waiting for his first kill. There might be Bolly being available as the first kill, but it's Corey getting another one. Second kill in the round before Hansen finally gets Bolly. Got shot at earlier. There's enemy. There is Hansen, and Corey is very low. There's not much he can do in case he faces an opponent. Enemy just coming around the corner. I think he will fall. Yeah, there it is. Corey being downed by Hansen.
But
no, by enemy.
This is a perfect spot for Vale to be in, though. He can definitely try to go for this for the bomb protection, but no! Hansen's ready for him! He turns it down to a 1v2, and Hansen will get the final kill as well! Hansen, the smoke will save the day and get the defuse down. Take out this diffuser at the end. Just punch it.
Man of the round, Hansen, for sure.
I mean, now things start to make sense for Vitality. The change bringing Hansen into the team, you know what? That was a pretty darn good change. And having coaching crew to actually help them out and realize what their mistakes are, it's working in. It's finally being put into play, but I think they're starting to rely a bit too much on Hansen. And that might just be a spot, a weak spot if you will, where My Revenge can try to exploit it. Fortunately though for Hansen, he's been playing the smoke. It's very difficult to try and take him out if he's playing safe early on. But the aim game is on point, and My Revenge, every single time they're in, they take a lot of damage. They don't get shot down immediately, but they take a lot of damage. They may be able to get 1 or 2 frags, but they're so low in HP at that point that they can have somebody run around with an SMG like you see the smoke and one-tapping them.
Yeah, it's not over yet. Of course, Vitality finally picks up some rounds after the devastating ending of map 1. They want to go back. They want to get that map, especially now with all the changes being made to the team, adding of the coach, adding of the new player. They want to stay in Pro League, because going back to Challenger is not what you want to do if you think you can have a clean start into a new season.
Yeah, when everybody knows that you have the ability to actually stay in the Pro League and compete there correctly, you need to take this to map 30. I honestly cannot even predict what would happen to the team if they end up dropping to Challenger League, but hopefully we'll at least get to see a map 3 out of this round extended as much as possible.
There we go, Bell still trying to get some information about the operators. On the other side, there's Hansen just walking through. Not sure if he saw him or at least spotted the operator. Bell making the move, trying to get Hansen from the back, taking all the damage by Hansen, but unfortunately it wasn't enough, but that had a huge impact already. Spotted him with the cam, went for the risky move out of the window right away, found him out there. Unfortunately, no kill.
Yeah, fairly low on HP, but I see the setup from the attackers. They're just walking into the building, and they're able to take control of the break room and the CCTV next to it. Stair and the custom area is being held by Rips on the Bandit. In the meantime, Rise is just going to be droning around in that same area, just trying to find him and decide, should I just go around him or get the kill? And you see the drone being set up in that spot. It's not just, you don't want to just run in with the drone and try to get a kill off, or try to get info off and get it killed. You also want to set it in a good spot where, as the Ash especially, you're looking for frags. You can run in, you can have one of your teammates looking through that camera, and we'll let you know, is there anybody trying to flank me at the same time for you to react with?
Hansen's still alive. He took all the damage by Bell, but didn't fall for him. Dave is there, ready for them. Still, the defensive is up by My Revenge. No one lost any operator. Now there's enemy making some decent moves at least. Now going back, gathering his team again. They open the wall. There'll be any move. Hansen, of course, the one peeking in. You see, he took all the damage already. Not much else he could do. Look at My Revenge now. They all far back on the map, all in the north. Waiting, there's Rips now making a move. Rise trying to move forward. There's Rips on his right.
A bomb has been located.
This is a very slow approach this time. After the quick start of Val, there we go. Panics finds Rips. Rips gets Panics in return. Just exchanging bullets. You can catch one of mine, I will catch one of yours.
This is a very turtle setup from the defense here at My Revenge, and Corey's going to be able to actually get the frag onto Hansen. Now it takes down the sledge.
They're in a very strong spot right above.
Oh my god, what?
Not getting anything.
C4 is going to get thrown down, and here we go. Rise is going to fall. We should be seeing the jump down, but there is more than enough time for this delay. The C4 just dropped the diffuser behind them. They needed to run in and collect it at the end. That was a pretty sick round to tie it to, too, I'll have to say. But we're going to be back in the vent room.
It's true, but I was actually sure with that position he had on top, he would get the 2 frags right when they rushed into the room. Without the C4, this would not go in their favor.
Yeah.
They just got lucky on the last C4 throw.
To be honest, missing that many shots with the MPX, it's all because you have a steel beam, you know, right in front of you, and you know, the Valkyrie doesn't have jet fuel to melt it, so obviously he's gonna try to use the MPX, can't get any shots through, and then uses the already open hatch to just chuck a C4 down there. You know what? It worked out very well for them. Whew, bit risky.
Yeah, but great reaction.
My revenge have to be like sweating so hard right now. I was like, okay, whew, we held it at the end. We were not really sure what would happen.
Team Vitality bringing Castle this round now.
5 seconds left before
Teamed up with Smoke, Jaeger, Mira, and Pulse.
Attackers have recovered.
See if that changes anything.
Attackers are heading out.
But I mean, my revenge got Ash, they got Thermite, Hibana, even Box, so they should be all right against a Castle setup.
It's a very good line of sight, actually. This allows them to peek not only to basically the front of them, but also to the side window if they have to deal with somebody. Just usually it would be the Blackbeard that would sit along the outside and try and get an early pick on maybe like a Smoke or the Mira that's heading inside. Nobody's going to be moving through there, though. And Thermite Dave's going to try to set up here. Revon is held up a bit too close. He's trying to get the spray. Oh my god, if he only knew. This is the thing we always talk about. If he only knew, could have at least gotten the shot into the shoulder blades of the Mira, but Texan Dynamite, aka the Thermite, is going to get set in, and will open up at least one side of the wall here as the rest of the team has taken control of CCTV. Now it's all into Rips. If that drone is not taken out, this is the last one that he's got. Here we go, Ravon gets C4 on to Corey. He takes down the Buck, so now they can't actually open up this side of the desk area to take down the Mira that's hidden behind the wall.
Yeah, they also lost the drone of Twitch there. No chance for Rips to save it. Lost all of his drones now. 2 and 2, still 4v5. Team Vitality still with a full lineup going up against My Revenge here.
Ravon's just going to be standing behind his wall. There's no reason for him to move out of here. Vale, in the meantime, there's a minute and 20 seconds remaining. A lot of time to run around with here. Here we go, coming in, Bully!
Shot on Hansen. Finally making sure that there is a kill on their side.
That's the Smoke taken away in this one. That is a huge pick right before Smoke actually enters the quote-unquote zone. An enemy fairly low on HP, here we go! And even the Texan Dynamite taking down enemy, so nicely done with the FAMAS and the Thermite. Castle and the Jaeger left alive as Twitch, Hibana. The Ash now gets shot down. The Thermite's still behind to help, and the Twitch Rips. He's holding through the bathroom, and he's waiting for Vale to get in a better position with Dave coming in with his own bit to chime in with the recon drone. Here we go.
Just on top, but he gets down. He could have had a huge impact there from the top. Rice trying to defend against Vale. Vale moving around the corner, but Rice gets the kill with a headshot. Panic still down on top. There's nothing he can do to save him. It's now up to Rips and Dave. Dave low on health. Rips basically on 50%. Pre-firing, but they need to move. There's the defender. Oh, Dave gets both. Finds Rise, gets Panics, of course, because he was the last one being downed already. Falls the same guides Dave. Ending another round here and putting My Revenge up on top with a 3 against a 2.
This all came down to dropping into bathroom and then instantly taking out the Smoke. You have a minute and 15 seconds remaining. You're like, okay, well, if we can survive for 15 seconds, that Smoke is going to be very good, especially that they're all going to be trying to push through the bathroom area. We'll only have to worry about the Hibana that's trying to come in from the tellers of the main, basically the main open area in the middle. So, unfortunately, with the Smoke down, and somehow the Texan Dynamite that was actually able to take them out.
was a bit surprised because My Revenge was very, very strong on the defensive side.
Yeah.
But they took a round finally on attacking.
And this is the important part. If you take this round here, this might actually break the back of the circulations. Like, oh yeah, both teams can only win on defense, but will it really be the team that wins on offense that can take it? Very much 3-2 here. My Revenge on defense. They are defending in the armory area, so this is relatively easy to defend compared to the site that they had before.
Oh, same camera set up by Val there, where last time he got Hansen. Hansen is, I think, yeah, it's on the same way again. Might be a chance for Val for another quick look out of that building onto the back of Hansen. Rips. Where did he lose all that health? It's under 50% already. Not quite sure what happened there to Bandit, played by Rips. It's an important round once again. Team Vitality needs that one. They should not let My Revenge run away to get a 4th round.
Yeah.
Because that means there's only overtime, and it seems that's running in favor of My Revenge.
Risky, yes. And here we go. Fail in the meantime, jumps up using that black eye. Super good positioning here. Jumps out, gets the kill on Revon. Well, no more of your EMPs, so you can't really use the Thatcher anymore here. You can't really use now your Hibana correctly because the Bandit had already put all the car batteries in a good position. You're gonna lose those pellets. You needed to keep him alive, but unfortunately, you can't really predict the Valkyrie jumping on the outside and going for a quick peek and kill.
They will actually need IQ to find the position of the camera
Yeah.
before running through there,
Yeah,
but it's not in their setup.
So the IQ, so Panics here didn't actually check for that spot because maybe he wasn't really ready
the other
for
side.
it.
That's the problem. You bring her, but it's not in the right spot to actually use her.
Yeah. Didn't go through the usual checklist, if you will, or maybe just did not really notice it. Pretty sick spot with that Valcam, but Hansen has been tagged down to 50 HP. Bit of damage done as well to Rise. The side is going to get opened up here by enemy, but not much more than that. Hansen's trying to creep on through. Smoke's going to land right onto him.
Spolly moving around the corner, could have get right on the back. He does it. Dave's following up, gets Panics. 3 in a row for My Revenge with Bell getting enemy. That's the 2nd kill in this round, leaving Hansen on 50 HP. And Sledge just around the corner, backed off against the wall with anyone right in front of him, and it's Rips getting him. This is the 4th round for My Revenge.
That was an insane smoke play on the defense. That was just fantastic. I was able to hear the player to move right in front of him.
Really,
we're one run. What? Ow, I can't even stalk anymore.
Map 1, I was so sure, okay, this might be like Vitality found back to their strengths, why they are in Pro League. There's a reason why they are in Pro League.
But
so they will just rip My Revenge apart.
But My Revenge, just like what we saw a couple of days ago with Millennium versus Supremacy. But no, this is My Revenge coming in here with a very clear statement. Don't underestimate Challenger League teams.
That's true. 6-3 for Dave there. Still a good spread for them. 6-3 for Corey as well.
Definitely relying on Hansen here, Vitality, but it's not enough having that one really standout star fragger on the team. You need a bit of more support, and basically at the end, you saw the Duck Duck Goose jump into the fountain area, and there you just had one smoke, hold down 3 players trying to come in, and then they basically just surrounded Hansen and took him out. And it was just a kill zone at the end. 4-2, Vitality on the defense. They're praying for Hansen not getting tapped here early on. The attack round being won by My Revenge might be really the nail in Vitality's coffin here.
Vitality just needs to grab the map now, need to grab the menu for the delivery service, get the same comeback that was just ordered by My Revenge on map 1, and then take this back.
Alongside some contenders, yes.
This 4-2 I mean, there's still a chance. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure Team Vitality, they had great moments here. But after what happened on map 1, it seems My Revenge is just floating. Their gameplay is floating. The faster it gets, the better it gets for My Revenge.
I don't think Vitality are going to have their revenge this game, at least. Trying to tie it up 4-4 to go into overtime is going to be a monumental task, but we saw My Revenge doing it in map 1, and I'm pretty sure Team Vitality have the star play to actually try to bring it back here. Rips is droning in with the Twitch drone, trying to open up some of the sidewalls here from Ravon. He already had set up one of those, one of the mirror walls. Enemy has been spotted. This Bully's trying to spray in to try and get a kill on him. Dave has already opened up the sidewall. They're trying to set up for an early frag. Rip is going all the way around. Here we go. Dave gets kill number 1, but Corey unfortunately will fall. Nowhere book to play around with. The mirror, though, will be exchanged. Enemy very low on HP here as they go into the 1v1, but Dave almost able to save Bully. Won't be the case here. 3 versus 3. The Ash and the Buck now getting shot down for the mirror and the Bandit.
There's still a pulse. There's still a smoke. It's a good defensive setup on the side of Team Vitality. They got all the chances they need, but they also have Hibana, Thermite, and Twitch. So with the Hibana still alive, that's a good thing to play with.
Yeah, they still have one Thermite case basically to use on a reinforced wall. All they need to do here is just protect their bomb, their diffuser carrier, which is Dave. If Dave can move in and get a plant, Rips is going to be in a perfect spot to actually protect this. But Panix is ready. It's very good that he backs all the way up. This way, Revent and the rest of the team can't really go for a quick peek on him or maybe try to jump onto him.
This could be one of those rounds with a long setup time and then a very quick end, because both teams need that right now. But it's Rips getting the first kill onto Panix.
Still in the same spot. He just holds the customs on his own, and nobody can try and peek through him. Panic's going for the IQ might not have been the best decision in spot, and maybe going for a Monty in this position to try and go for a quick plant would have been maybe a bit better. They have to take control of this top side before being able to jump down. And oh, here we go. Nicely done. Bully eyeballing the grenade throw perfectly, and he actually drops Revon.
Oh, Bully finishing up with the shotgun after that.
Corey with one more.
Right in the face. Bell with another one. Corey with another one.
Rise is all on his own. Can he rise to the occasion to come on through on this? But
there
no! Dave gets the kill for the mirror. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, Vitality will drop from Pro League, and My Revenge, with a 2-0 victory, will make it to the Rainbow Six Pro League of Year 2, Season 3. Absolutely insane! Challenger Leagues now! They're all in!
That's it, we lost both Pro League teams in the European relegation. Sad moment.
I'm so sad for Vitality.
Losing Vitality in Pro League is a massive thing.
This is a massive thing for the team because you lose a huge team with a big fan base, and they are star players, but the better team won. And you can't really do anything or say anything negative about that because you saw My Revenge. They play around every single thing that we saw coming out for Vitality, and let's see them in these highlights because this was so back and forth before My Revenge finally was able to stabilize.
They had a better start than on map 1, but couldn't really get the grip of the win right away. And Vitality always came back with another round. They always found something new to do, get some kills done.
This attack round, this specific attack round, was, I believe, the round that tilted Vitality and won the match for My Revenge. Being able to push the lower side and get, like, I can't even understand how with the Texan Dynamite, aka the Thermite, you're able to get the kill on the smoke that still had quite, like, at least 30% HP behind the wall. Why you would stay? You can hear what's going on behind you. It's very close quarters coming in through the attack and bathrooms. You needed to survive just that extra 15-20 seconds more to be able to chuck the gas nade into the bathroom. Doesn't happen. At the end, Vitality lose the round. Attack rounds have been very difficult for basically all the teams, or at least the
ones this week. That's true.
Exactly. Yeah. And winning the attack round means you have such a huge push in terms of momentum, but also the fact that, yeah, even if we drop an attack round ourselves, that's okay, because this is what we were expecting early on.
That's true. That means match 2 is done for this evening. Have a quick look at the bracket once again. What happened the entire evening? It was match 1, B Genius versus G-Bots. A 2-0 win of the challenger team. And My Revenge thought, hey, we want to do the same, even if we struggled. Had a great comeback on the first map, made it happen. So we see both teams on the right side of the bracket. Means both challenger team, B Genius, My Revenge, are now part of the Pro League next season, and we say goodbye to G-Bots and Team Vitality.
I now pronounce you Pro League teams, because this is absolutely insane. B Genius, after having played so well in Challenger League, beating G-Bots, who are a pretty good team. The problem is they had changes that really happened last minute. Same situation for Vitality that needed the change as well with Hansen. We saw Hansen playing insanely well within the game, but God, it's always that inch not enough. And it has to be so frustrating because both teams know that they're very good. They're very good. They put in a lot of prep work, a lot of preparation with now coach, changes within the team, etc. But with that not being enough, will we see changes? Will we see another huge EU shuffle after the Season 2 finals?
I just hope that they keep most of the team together, because that's important after such a loss.
I hope they don't fall apart, because this would be devastating really for the scene, because it really shouldn't happen after Vitality having invested so much in the team, but I know they can bring it back, and I hope to see them in Challenger League next season, maybe able to qualify their way to the Invitational. I know they have a huge fan base behind them. Same goes for the G-Bots. The Spanish side as well. I mean, we don't usually talk about the Spanish scene, but in terms of fans, they go all the way, like hard on the paint, as they say, for G-Bots. And unfortunately, even G-Bots weren't able to make it. But fresh new blood in Pro League, more competition, meaning no team should underestimate the one that they would consider below them, at least in the bracket. More competitive Pro League means next season is going to be even better.
That's true, and B Genius was actually calling that win on Twitter earlier. We were checking the teams, what they said, and B Genius was pretty confident about everything. Said, we got this, we're well prepared.
You'll see.
We do this, yeah. Just watch the stream, and hey, they did it. Both challenger teams in Pro League, and we're done for relegations. We're done for relegations NA this week. We're done with Europe, so there's still gameplay to come. It's Latin America next week.
On Tuesday.
Yeah, season's not over yet. There's still so much to come. The Gamescom LAN finale, of course, in Cologne, in Germany. You should check that out if you're near for that. But for today, it's over. We're done. Milos and me, we say thanks for watching, and hopefully you will be back for more Rainbow Six action next week. Until that, take care.
We love you.